Thank you guys for coming out. Bring you the 2026 NWO Sports Football Kickoff Show. So we want to thank our title sponsor, Miller Brothers Construction. We appreciate them for being a big sponsor of this. Also, thank you to Harvest Moon Winery and Golf for hosting the event. Just want to also thank our other sponsors making this possible: Burkholder Taxidermy, Marco's Pizza, BSN Sports, Bat and Stevens Body Shop. Without them, this event wouldn't be what it is today. So help you guys to pulled pork and other food in there. That's all provided by us. It's there until it's gone. There's also water lemonade in there. That's for free. There's alcoholic beverages as well for those over 21. Those are available by Harvest Moon. But thank you guys for coming out, and we'll get things started here at 4:08 approximately with Patrick Henry and Coach Bill Inselman first, and we'll get things rolling.
When it comes to building the future, trust the team with a proven track record. Miller Brothers Construction has been building stronger communities for more than 75 years through commercial construction, infrastructure, energy, environmental, manufacturing, and site development projects. With experienced professionals, state-of-the-art equipment, and an unwavering commitment to safety and quality, Miller Brothers is proud to help build America for future generations. Learn more at mbcholdings.com. Miller Brothers Construction, building with integrity, innovation, and excellence. Proud to support local high school athletics on NWO Sports.
There as well. Good deal. Guys, what's the offseason been like in your eyes?
I think it's been really good. Everybody's been putting in working really hard, excuse me. And just everybody's been coming up and showing up. So
yeah, I thought there's been great attendance and everybody's put in all hard work and just been there.
Yeah, same thing pretty much. A lot of guys showing up and a lot of young guys making you realize how good they are, and you might not know them yet, but yeah.
What's been the hardest workout you guys have had this summer?
Probably one of the hotter days, and we're just on the track, just conditioning a lot.
I'd have to say the really hot days where we have leg days and then we have sled pushes after. It's pretty bad.
I would say the early mornings where it's just hot, but you just have to show up.
I tell you what, though, I mean, I remember back when I played and those days that you're grinding with your brothers in the sun and, when the hottest days and you face adversity, those are the best days ever. So you guys will definitely miss those for sure. But Keith, Tony?
Keith. Question for the players. What is one thing that you strive to work on during the off season to get better? And that's for each of you.
I would say team camaraderie, just trying to find each other's strengths and weaknesses and improve on it throughout the season.
I've been trying to work on my vocal leadership and just my leadership in general.
Try and focus on hard work and keeping everybody motivated through those hot days.
Is there anything you guys did as a group during the off season just for fun? After practice, you get together or anything such as that?
We just had a senior pool party at one of our fellow seniors' house. So
the rest of you guys can answer.
Some of the days we would go up to one of our friends' lake and spend the day up there.
Yeah, same thing pretty much.
Coach, my question is more for you. Lost a lot of talent at graduation last year. How's that looking as far as rebuild and refilling those spots?
Yeah, we've definitely got some big holes to fill, and you know that as well as I do. But it's kind of interesting. I think we've got a little bit of depth at each position group, offensively and defensively. So we think that our offensive and defensive line is going to maybe be a little bit better than what people think. Skill-wise, we've got a couple receivers that we like as well, depth there. Defensively, defensive D-backs and linebackers. We've got a couple of kids at each position. And I'll tell you, Reed Jackson, one in the middle here, running back's a great example of a program player, okay? Nobody's really probably heard of him, and he's not going to start until this year, his senior year. And he's the strongest kid in our team.
Wow.
Weight-wise. And he's going to be a running back and going to just have a tremendous year for us. He's paid his dues, and I think that's what's going to happen this year. And the other thing I liked, if you listen to their answers, it's a close-knit group.
Good.
And, it varies from year to year what your team chemistry is. And I really like our team chemistry and our leadership this year.
Good. And this is for all of you guys. Maybe what player or teammate have you guys really thought stepped up this offseason might surprise people this coming year?
I'd have to say Carson Hoops. He's been showing up ever since he was a freshman and just going his hardest every single day. So
I would say like Trey Cortez. He is always there and he's a great leader. Yeah.
I would say Jake Smith. He's a young, about to be a sophomore, but he's gonna open some eyes this season, I feel like.
What has to happen this season for you guys as a group to be successful in the 2026 season?
Just coming together, and when times are tough, just push through and keep going.
yeah, I just have to say coming together and just whenever things get tough and just get through it together.
Yeah, just having each other's backs on tough times and in when you're winning, just to stay focused.
Again, going back to you, Coach, after last year, you guys you lost 3 games, Liberty Center, Archbold, and Cary. I mean, to me, you had a very successful year, but yet, you still lost 3 games. But when you look back at who you lost to, I mean, how does that set within the program with the team?
Well, we were especially, if you look at the postseason, Cary is a very well-coached team. He's got a state championship there, but we did not like the way we played. And I did not like the product I put on the field. So that's kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. We want to get back in the playoffs, I think, and kind of redeem ourselves in that respect. But as far as those other 2 teams you mentioned, let me tell you, our league, I was just talking to head coach Mark Nagel at Delta. This is the top tier of our league. NWOL this year is as good as maybe it's been in my 34 years. You don't need to say a whole lot about Liberty Center right now. Everybody knows. I'll tell you, Archbold, and they moved up to D5, and I think they're happy about that since Liberty's D6 and Columbus Grove's D6. So you could see quite a representation in our league, I think, and us in Delta, I think, are going to be a very good football team. So it's going to be quite a league this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, guys, athletes always have their pregame rituals, and do you guys have any pregame rituals you like to do before the game?
I usually go to Holgate and get a Subway, get a 12-inch Philly cheesesteak sub and Gatorade. So
I just listen to music.
What kind of music?
I like a bunch of pump rock.
Okay. Name one artist who you listen to.
Blink-182.
Okay.
I'd say just going to the gas station or something, getting the same snacks every time before a game, pretty much.
What kind of snacks?
I don't know. Depends on the day.
Keith?
Coach Henselman, final season, 34 years? 34 years, already in the Hall of Fame. Coming into the season, are you going to treat this season any different than any other season?
No, I'm not. I retired from teaching 3 years ago and gone into my 40th year teaching. I knew it was going to be my last year. And I really enjoyed knowing that before I started teaching each unit, it was going to be the last time I taught and covered it, and I wanted to make the most of it and do the best I could. And that's kind of what I want to do in football here too. Robin and I talked about it at the turn of the year here in January, and we decided, hey, there's other things we want to try. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to make the most of this and do the best I can. And I told the team in June after spring sports were over, and I said, that's the only time we're going to talk about it. So I brought them together in early June. I said, that is it. It's about them.
Mm-hmm.
So period, end of quote. So I just want to enjoy every moment, knowing it's the last time I get to do a 7-on-7 or, a 2-a-day. I'm not sure how much the hot 2-a-days I'm going to miss. But, I want to enjoy it. But, again, it's all about them, and that's all we're going to mention that.
Looking forward into the crystal ball. Say a year from now, it's August 20th, week 1. Where are you and your wife?
I'll bet we're going to be at Tinora watching PH open up with Tinora this coming year. So that'll probably be where we'll be.
I think we got time for one last question here. Tony, you got anything?
Well, guys, I was talking to Coach a little bit before we got started. Obviously, you guys have the Summerfest going over there in Hamler. You guys got plans being over there tonight?
I think my parents and my sister's working there, so I'll probably be there tonight.
And you guys know how to polka dance? Coach I? No.
I do not.
So,
Probably just go get some food and leave.
All right. Good deal. Well, guys, we appreciate you coming out and taking time to come out here to the Kickoff show. So we wish you best of luck this season, and we'll be rooting you on. Give it up for Patrick Henry. For 26 years, Burkholder Taxidermy has been Northwest Ohio's trusted full-service taxidermist. From game heads to lifelike mounts, we provide exceptional quality and craftsmanship. Preserve your memories with Burkholder Taxidermy, where experience meets excellence. Located at 19331 Buckskin Road, Defiance, Ohio. Give them a call at 419-782-9538. Alrighty, we'll keep things rolling ahead of schedule here. We have the Montpelier Locomotives and head coach Andy Robinson. And coach, I'll let you and the players introduce yourself. Just tell me your name and position.
Brian Regenball, outside linebacker and tackle.
Carter Meek, I play running back and outside linebacker.
Zane Stahl, nose and right tackle.
Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Locomotives?
It's been a good offseason for us. Our numbers have taken a nice jump over the years, but even from last year, we were in the mid-30s last year. We're sitting right at 40 this year, so we're happy with our numbers. We've had some athletes that maybe haven't been out in the last couple of years that have chosen to come out this year, so we've been happy with that. This group right here has led a lot of really good lifts this summer so far. We've had 4 7-on-7s, and I feel like we've just gotten better and better at each one.
Players, what have your thoughts been on this offseason?
The younger kids have definitely learned a lot more this year than they did in the prior years, but that's probably
Yeah, watching the younger guys develop and just doing what they need to do, it's good to see.
Summer lifts have been great. We have a new coach. His name's Coach Deisler. He helps a lot, gives us a lot of good knowledge.
Now, this question is kind of directed towards Coach Robinson. This season will be the first season of the GLL, the Great Lakes Conference, as the TAC has dissolved. The new league consists of Montpelier, Eden, Erie Mason, Hilltop, North Central, Summerfield, and newcomer Sand Creek out of Michigan. So what are your thoughts on playing in this new conference?
It's good. I'm glad we have a stable conference. I think everybody would kind of say that. The last few years we've kind of had to cherry pick almost one game every year where we maybe have had to travel a long distance, or we weren't quite sure what our 10th game would look like. So it's nice that we're kind of set in a solid foundation for the season to start. Bringing in somebody like Whiteford, I think, really enhances what our league is. I think sometimes this league doesn't get the respect it deserves, but with bringing in another high quality opponent like that, luckily we've seen just about every single team that's in this league. We even played Sand Creek 2 years ago just as a non-conference. So I think we're comfortable with everybody now, and I'm hoping that this brings stability for years to come for us.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree. I mean, you guys are familiar with a lot of these teams, and like you said too, a little bit more stability is always nice to have as a football program. So Keith, Tony?
Coach Robinson, it's your first year in the previous 4 seasons without Hayden Sharp at quarterback, who probably more times than not was just an extension of you on the field at times. What's your quarterback situation look like heading into 2026?
Yeah, it'll be a lot different. Hayden did a great job. I would say arguably probably the best quarterback that played in school history for us. So replacing him is going to be tough. We got a young sophomore in Braxton Henry that I think has really come along. I think these three guys could speak to that as well. He put in a lot of work. He's gotten a lot bigger in the last year. I was impressed with his development last year as a freshman for our JV team. And then we also do have a senior in Wes Hartsock who does a really good job on the outside for us at receiver, but he gives us an option as well at quarterback. So we think we're in a good spot. Brax is going to continue to develop, and I think we hope that we get 3 years with him. So by the end of this year, we would hope that maybe he can take the reins over. And again, it allows us to keep Wesley out at receiver. I think he's one of the better receivers in the area.
For me, I got a question for all of you. If anybody wants to answer. What's one thing that you think was going to surprise people about your team this year?
I think our run game will be pretty solid this year with Carter, and then our offensive line, we returned 3, and I think it'll be pretty solid this year.
I think we have really good depth. I think we have a lot of guys who do what they're supposed to and even beyond that. So I'm just excited to see and have a little bit more people rolling through instead of having the same guys in.
I agree with Zane. I think our run game is going to be pretty good this year and just a staple for us.
Now, everyone always says, every team loses, seniors to graduation and they lose some solid players, but you guys have a lot of promising newcomers. With that being said, how would you describe this year's team compared to last year's team?
I would say this year's team, we're pretty young, but we got good attitudes and we just got to work together.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to step up as leaders. I mean, we lost a big senior class who were really good leaders for us, so we're just going to have to step up.
Yeah, I agree with them. I think we got to fill big shoes, but our defense flies the ball this year. We're all pretty young.
I know one of them already mentioned it down here, but I think, this going into my 6th year here, I would say this is the deepest team that I've had. Now, with some of that comes with a handful of sophomores that are going to, have to step up and play. And we lost 6 seniors last year, but we haven't had that group where I felt like sophomores, we played them, but I haven't quite felt like they were ready to play. I think we have a group of probably 5 or 6 sophomores this year. There's 14 of them altogether, so about half of them that they're ready to play varsity football this year. And they got a big difference is last year we were able to play a full JV schedule. So felt like they developed and they're ready to go. And then we've got 13 juniors, and the vast majority of them are, ready and battle tested to play at the varsity level. And then we only have 3 seniors, but those 3 seniors are going to help us quite a bit as well.
Good deal.
For the players, who's the biggest influence on your guys' football career so far? Parents, an upperclassman, somebody who's graduate?
For me, it would probably have to be Logan Pontius. He's definitely pushed me a lot to where I'm at today.
I'd say Griffin Cooley. He's our running back last year, and he's been helping me a lot, just doing what I need to do, helping me fix things.
I'd say Logan Pontius. He's pushed me since I've been in 8th grade.
Coach, what about you? Who's been the biggest influence on your coaching career or, playing career from back in the day?
I've been lucky. I've had a lot of really cool opportunities. Bob Olin, I got a chance to grow up as a ball boy around him at Fairview for a long time. My father getting to watch, play for him and grow up under him. Doug Rakes, played for him and, again, grew up under him. And then getting an opportunity to go to Bowling Green and coach there. There's a guy by the name of Andy Padron, who was the co-offensive coordinator there my last 3 years at Bowling Green. And he had an opportunity to kind of coach at a lot of different large colleges. And, I learned a lot from him working with quarterbacks and stuff like that. So I've got a lot of different guys like that.
Guys, I got a question for you. Everybody has something they do before a game. What would you guys have that's a weird superstition that you guys do that you have to do?
Go to McDonald's and get a 10-piece chicken nugget.
I always get Skittles. I remember watching Marshawn Lynch said he did that. I tried it one time. I had a good game in junior high, so I always stuck to it.
I like eating Gatorade powder with ice before games.
Keith, you got a question?
For the Coach Robinson, and you guys, with the new conference, what's your outlook for the conference this season?
I think the conference will be very competitive this year. Whiteford, what they were able to do to kind of everybody last year. There wasn't anybody that could stop them. I know they graduated a real nice senior class, but they have one more really good senior class that's coming up this year. So everybody's kind of chasing them right now. They bring a unique offense with that kind of high run game and their wing tee that they run. But I think across the board after them, I think it's going to be very balanced. I think, ourselves, Eden, North Central, we lost seniors, but they had a lot of young kids that were kind of waiting. So I'm excited for it. I think it'll be competitive this year, but again, everybody's kind of chasing Whiteford for the time being.
I think we'll have to come out and definitely improve we'll have to come back this year. It was rough last year, but I think this year will be better.
I'm excited. I think the competition will be there, and I think we're all ready to play and prove that we can be on top of the league.
I think we just had to prove our run game, and it'll be fun playing new teams for the first time. So,
A little bit of extension off that for me was your guys have been qualified for the playoffs a couple times in the last few seasons. Your last playoff win came in 1993. What do you guys need to do to get that one elusive playoff W?
Yeah, it's something that's been talked about a lot. Not only, our last playoff win in '93 is the last time we hosted a playoff game, and I know last year's group, that senior group, really set that as a goal, and we fell just short of that by a game or two. I think for it to happen this year, I think for the last few years, as we've continued to get better, we seem to always just be chasing like one play. We get, we'll do a great job on first down, second down. We'll get to third down, and we need that stop. One guy misses an assignment, and now, it's a first down or it's a touchdown. Same thing offensively. We've done a great job. We're moving the ball. We turn it over. I think I think we have the group to make sure that maybe that doesn't happen. But if we're able to kind of take care of that one extra play, like we've preached about over the last couple of years, we're going to put ourselves in a position to hopefully host a playoff game and find that first win since 1993.
I think I have one last question for you guys. With your schedule, you have some new teams, obviously, but who is maybe one team on your schedule that you kind of circle and that you really want to play? Do you guys have a true rival that you guys have each year? Or?
I would say it's definitely Antwerp this year. I mean,
okay.
They didn't beat them prior, not this year, but last year, and I think it'd be nice to beat them 2 years in a row.
I'm really excited to play Edgerton. We lost last year by 1 point, and I went for a 2-point. I didn't make it. I know it comes from not just me, but other teammates, but I just kind of have a personal feeling against that.
I think Edgerton, yeah. We fell short of them, but it was a great game, and we're ready to come back.
All righty.
Hey, Logan, I got one more question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
This Coach, I want to ask you, you guys playing with those Michigan teams, and maybe you can help me understand, how do those Michigan teams play into your guys' playoff
Yeah, so it's not really any different. It meshes well with the Ohio playoff system. Basically, they have 8 divisions. They just mesh whatever division they are, matches with us. If they're Division 8, it's considered 7. 7's considered 6, and it just kind of works like that. So last year, I want to say Whiteford was considered Division 8 last year, so that would be our Division 7. And then 2 of the other teams we played were considered Division 6 points, and then Erie Mason is considered Division 5 points. So it meshes the exact same way as it would if you were on Joe Itel and you're looking at those that way. So it works well. There's not really a massive difference, which is really nice. It gives us there's the ability to play them and not have to worry that we're going to miss out on our points or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. Well, that concludes it for Montpelier. Give it up for the Locomotives. Guys, we thank you for coming out, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Marco's Pizza is honored to sponsor NWO Sports, serving your pizza of choice in Northwest Ohio. Defiance, Archbold, Wauseon, Delta, Bryan, Napoleon, Paulding, and Montpelier. Order online at marcos.com today. All right. We'll keep things rolling ahead of schedule here. Up next, we have Delta, led by head coach Mark Nagel. We'll have you guys introduce yourself. Just name your name and position to start.
I'm Alec Coder. I play offensive and defensive line.
I'm Gunnar Taylor. I play running back and safety.
Jacob Russell, receiver and corner. Emmerich Fries, quarterback and safety.
All right. Well, we'll start with Coach Nagel first. Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Panthers?
Great group of guys putting in a lot of work. strongest, fastest team we've had in a while. It's exciting to see. We did 3 to 4 days a week during the summertime. We had 4 7-on-7s. We just finished camp last week, so we're kind of on a little off period. We have weights picked back up next week, but that's all we have until 8-1.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you?
It's been pretty good. A lot of people are holding each other accountable, which is really nice, and a lot of people are showing up. Personally, it's been a lot of lifting, practicing both baseball and football. We have a giant football group chat. Like Emmerich said, we hold everybody accountable. If you're not at lifting or passing in our free time, then you have to let everyone know, and it's just a good community.
I feel like everyone wants to get better. Everyone's like pushing each other, trying to get better all around as a team, just try the best as we can.
Off season's been good. A lot of people talk about off season in the summer, but I think our winter and spring was also really good. A lot of people showing up in the weight room. So
Yeah, definitely. No, that's well said. I think a lot of people, always talk about summer, but it's even before that, that really makes a difference for the season. Next question I have, this is directed towards Coach Nagel. Coach, you're now leading two of Delta's biggest athletic programs. How do you balance being the head football coach and the head wrestling coach while still making time for your family and personal life?
I'm lucky to have great staffs on both sides. My football staff, they're second to none. I wouldn't trade those guys for anybody. And same with my wrestling staff. I've been around those guys for a long time. Just a bunch of great guys. They'll pick up some slack while I'm coaching football, and I know they'll be good. One of the guys is here with me, Coach Taylor. I'll have Coach Rayfield. He's still around, even though he's like ancient, but he's still helping me. He does a great job, and the kids love him. So that's how we do it. It's just because I'm lucky enough to have some really good coaches with me.
Good deal. And you probably have some players that you coach probably literally 3/4 of the year too. So
they're probably tired of me.
Keith, Tony.
Yes, Coach Nagel, have you found that coaching wrestling over throughout the years has made it easier for your first head coaching position?
I have. It's definitely been helpful, and I've been lucky to be around great coaches, right? Like I've had Coach Rayfield was my wrestling coach. Coach Vickers was my football coach when I was a kid. I've coached with both of them. It's just helpful to be around such great people, and I think when it comes to leading's leading. I think some guys can do it, and I think I happen to have a strong suit of being able to lead the young kids. So.
Have you been able to recruit some of your wrestlers to actually play football this year that previously didn't come out?
Not this year, but some of them have come along for the ride. Like, most of these kids I've coached throughout some time in their life, whether it was wrestling or back in the day when I was coaching middle school football. So we were able to pull some kids through with that.
My questions for kind of a two-part for you, Coach, and for the players. But what kind of identity do you guys want for your team this year?
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
We preach attitude and toughness. We want to be, physical, like we always feel like we are. But that's the biggest thing. We want to be physical up front on both sides of the ball, and hopefully be mean and nasty.
I feel like we've always been a heavy run team, and this year we're trying to open it up a little more. So I feel like that'll be more of us is opening it up and throwing the ball a little bit more.
Okay.
We're currently still using the building blocks from Coach Ruppel and Coach Vickers. We have sort of a new philosophy this year. We have shirts that say FTG on the back, and that stands for finish the game. We had tons of close games this year, and what we want to do this year is finish. We break on finish. It's our whole identity now.
I feel like we're going to be a hard-nosed football team that wins games and just keeps playing hard and just keeps going.
Yeah, definitely one thing is toughness. It goes along with finish. You got to be tough to finish a game. So,
now, Coach, I have a question directed towards you. Most parent coaches only get the opportunity to coach, their son or daughter maybe in one varsity sport. Now you have the opportunity to do it in two sports, in wrestling and football. For your son Marcus, and I believe you have a younger son too, who's a freshman.
Yeah, Mason's a freshman.
Mason is coming up too. So, with that being said, with coaching them in football and wrestling, what's that experience meant to you as a father?
It's important. I enjoy it most days. I think it's a great thing. I'd be interested to hear Marcus's answer, but I think most days are really good, and it's definitely a positive thing to be able to do. I'm enjoying it.
This is for the players. You guys started 4-2 last year, finished 6-5, but did qualify for the playoffs. What was one lesson that you learned from last year that you're going to take into this year?
One thing I learned is that the game really isn't over until the clock hits 0. So you got to play through it all. And yeah.
It taught me a lesson about maintaining energy. We were riding the high of leading going into half, and then it just kind of depleted by the time we ended the game. So basically, like I said earlier, that's what finish is going to tie into again.
Like, I agree with Emmerich. Like, the game's not over till it's actually over. You got to actually play through the whole thing and like never stop and just keep going.
I mean, yeah, they basically said it all. Just finish.
Tony? Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the things these guys are talking about, we came up with the finish thing. That's our big thing during the off season, leading up into the season. We've lost 6 games in the last 2 years. I don't know if everyone's aware of that, but we were leading at some point in those games and kind of found a way to lose some. Not taking credit away from the other teams. I mean, but you made some mistakes at the end, and that's what we're approaching is finish this year. That's why these guys keep bringing that up.
Yeah. It's a good motto. I like it. Guys, what's the one game on the schedule you're looking forward to this year?
I would probably say Archibald. We had a really close one with them last year and had a chance to try and go down and win it, and we didn't capitalize, but I'd definitely say Archibald.
We're definitely still licking the wounds off of all of our losses last year, but I'd say circled the most would be between Fairview and Archibald.
I agree with them. I was going to say Fairview and Archibald.
Definitely Fairview for me.
Now, we've kept it pretty serious. Got to ask a question to lighten the mood a little bit. If you guys could steal one skill from an NFL player, whose would it be? And what would the skill be?
I'd say Marshawn Lynch. Just break a bunch of tackles and go crazy.
Give me Calvin Johnson, Megatron's ability to just be Megatron.
I'd probably say Patrick Mahomes' arm ability, his arm talent.
I'd definitely say Penei Sewell because he's a bad dude.
He is a bad dude.
You guys have one of the best trios of running backs in the area that's returning. How much confidence do you have in that trio this year to get you to where you want to go?
I have a lot of confidence. Me playing offensive line, I mean, I would die for all my running backs. So just got to find some guys to step up for offensive line. But I think that's where it all starts, offensive line. But these running backs do their job. So
yeah, I agree with him. Like, I think we're going to be pretty good. Just got to get our line to step it up, which they can. Definitely got some guys that are picking it up and doing good.
Personally, I'm beyond confident. Yeah, I'm normally out receiver. I'll lay down a stock block for these guys, but these guys all can do their job. They're very efficient.
I'm very confident in them. They can not only run the ball, but when you try and spread it out, they can catch the ball really well and get upfield after.
And for you, Emmerich, I guess you guys have some of the quickest games in the league. Your games are probably 2 hours or less because you guys don't really throw a lot, so your arm is pretty well after the game.
Yep.
I guess I have one more question here, and I think that'll be about it. But Delta's identity has always been about bruiser running backs and the rushing attack. But how has the passing attack developed in order to help your running game this season?
You know, we've been really committed to it. We've had a lot of guys go out even after practices and lifting, go out and throw and just throw and throw and throw. And we're trying to get better at that.
Coach Bainfeld, he's super into the new passing philosophy. We also picked up legendary Coach Craig Good. This guy definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's going to definitely help our spread offense.
Yeah, I would say Coach Bainfeld is really committed to it. I feel like we're doing that more than anything else. That definitely more than running is all we've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, they pretty much said everything. So,
Coach, do you have any comments?
We definitely put an emphasis on being able to try to throw the ball a little bit more to kind of spread teams out a little bit, and especially during camp, we kind of figured, if we can't run trap and belly by now, we're probably not going to be able to. These kids have been running it since, 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, we want to be able to throw the ball a little bit more than what we have in the past.
Sure. All right. Well, that wraps it up.
I got one thing though. I'm going to pick on Alec a little bit. Everybody's in green. Did you not get the memo on the green shirt or what? These guys leave you out on purpose.
They said they're wearing a Delta polo. So I wore a Delta polo.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't get the memo, but
All right. Well, that wraps things up for the Delta Panthers. We appreciate you guys coming out, and we'll be rooting you on this season. So give it up for Delta. Thank you. Hey, thank you guys. We're just going to do a picture, but thank you guys.
Escape to Harvest Moon Golf Course, 110 beautiful acres at Meekus and Domersville Roads in Defiance County. Less than 15 minutes from downtown Defiance, we offer 18 scenic holes with water features, sharp dog legs, challenging greens, and open fairways surrounded by peaceful woods. After your round, unwind at Harvest Moon Winery and enjoy our finest wines while soaking in the view. Planning a celebration? Our hall is available for your next special event. Call 419-497-4675 or visit us today. Harvest Moon, where golf meets great wine.
All right. Up next, we have the Liberty Center Tigers and head coach Casey Moeller with some players. We'll have the players introduce themselves. Just name your name and position, and we'll get things rolling here.
I'm Jackson Lonzak, running back, linebacker.
Garrison Cruz, running back, linebacker.
Ethan Gray, wide receiver, DB.
Kellen Weimer, offense and defensive line.
So, Coach Moeller, what's the offseason been like for the Tigers?
It's been pretty fast. We took a little bit of time off in December and got right back to it in January, and been kind of going strong since then. But a lot of guys working hard and understanding, kind of what's given us success and understanding that, you got to continue that and you can't rest on your laurels. So these guys have been working hard and bringing the underclassmen with them.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
Oh, yeah, the offseason really started for us in December. After the state championship, we just got back down in the weight room and put our heads down and kept working, lifting, speed training with each other.
Pretty quick turnaround, too, for you guys. December and then January hits and you guys are right back into it.
Yeah, like Kellen said, coming in right in the winter, liftings are all in the summer, speed training, and just going up to the field whenever with all texts in the group chat. Everyone comes up, we do throwing, all that stuff.
Yeah, just with speed workouts and lifting, and then all the young guys being hungry with all the openings this season to get some playing time.
Yep, speed training, lifting, and working on our leadership.
Keith?
Yeah, two-part question. First off, Coach, did you finally get to listen to your song during the post game anytime after the state title?
I don't know. The post game was pretty much a whirlwind.
Yep.
But definitely thought about it a little bit, and every time it comes on, I enjoy it.
Awesome. Yeah, AJ had it queued up for you. How do you keep this year's team satisfied after the championship season last year that was nearly perfect from start to finish?
Well, last year we definitely had, something we were striving for to reach for that we hadn't accomplished. And so coming off of, a big win at the end of the year with a state championship, it sometimes can be hard to be motivated to go back and do that. But I think this group still has a lot more that they can accomplish. Yes, we've kind of reached the mountaintop, but, there's things that this class can do that's never been done before. We talk about, is it possible to go back to back? They have an opportunity that they could break the record for most wins in a career. But in order to do that, they've got to do a lot of hard work and nothing is guaranteed or anything like that. So there's definitely some motivation out there for them. But the trick is you can't be complacent. And, I think previous classes have done a good job of kind of setting a standard of, how you go about your business and what it takes to get to the top. And so hopefully these guys have kind of learned those lessons and just stayed motivated and committed to the process of getting there.
And guys, my question, you mentioned texting back and forth and getting people in the weight room. Is that a problem? I mean, I would assume you guys send a text out and everybody's there.
Yeah, it's definitely not a problem for us. I think the past seniors for us have really showed us the way, and it's become an expectation that you're in the weight room, and then if you're not in the weight room, you let us know. And it's really just rallying everyone up to get there and because we know that if we want to accomplish the goals that we have, that it starts with everyone, including all the freshmen, and it just takes everybody if we want to succeed and be the best we possibly can be.
Do you guys carpool? I mean, you guys grab those freshmen and bring them with you, or how do they get there?
Yeah, we kind of have like a mentor group system. So each senior has basically juniors, sophomores, and freshmen in their group, and any of the underclassmen can text the upperclassmen, and they can go pick them up, or just text whoever if you live closer to someone or whatever. But really, I mean, anyone we can pick up anyone, and we're all buddies. So.
Yeah, and then with 70 guys, if you're not in the weight room, you're almost getting left behind, you know? So
Right.
everyone's fighting for a spot at the same time as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a tradition. Everybody knows what they need to do. Everybody shows up. Those young guys are hungry. We don't really have to push them too hard to get in the weight room.
Good. I have a question for all of you guys. What's maybe one lesson that you learned from last year's championship run that is kind of carried into this year's team?
I think 2 years ago, an emphasis was getting out on a hot start. There wasn't too many games 2 years ago when we got on a hot start, and last year, I think most games we got off to a hot start besides Archbold. That was slow, but I think getting out to a hot start is really good for the morale and the overall game, the energy and whatnot.
I think just that mentality of, like, doesn't matter what the score is. Like, I mean, we've been down before, just always got to work as hard as you possibly can, take no plays off.
Yeah, kind of like what Jackson said, just having a faceless opponent and not going into each game knowing that we got to do our job, and it's not going to change whoever it is. And yeah.
Yeah, one thing I took away was the depth that we had last year is, some of the games, we got ahead pretty nice, and we got to get the younger guys in. I think that was super important for us, is getting those younger guys reps that they're going to need, that, if they have to come and step up and make plays for us, that they're ready. So I think that was a big takeaway.
Coach, what about you? Was there any lesson that you took from last year's season to this year?
I think just that it takes everybody. And, it's probably cliche, but, I think everybody on our team played a role in our success last year and really over the last few years. But that you've got to have depth, when you make a long run at some point, a backup's going to have to go in and play big minutes. And we definitely had that last year where we needed that depth. And I think making sure that each of these guys is mentoring, their backup. And so those guys understand that any moment your number gets called, you're ready to go, and you have to play at a high level. Because, we're going to be as good as our weakest guy. And I think these guys understand that. And, just knowing that is critical. In the state championship game, we had Hunter Spangler broke his ankle on the first play of the game and didn't play any defense. And so we had a backup in there. And as I went back and watched the film about a month later and kind of watched that, Lucas Navarre was the backup, and he just did a phenomenal job. Probably didn't have a ton of stats, but every little thing you needed him to do, he did. And that was just a great case of a backup stepping in. We had another playoff game where a starting defensive lineman was out for a week, and the backup came in and became the player of the game in the regional final because, he was prepared. We had a sophomore that ended up starting 5 games in the playoffs at guard for us because he stepped in for a senior who had been injured and just never let that position go, and we had to play him. But having that depth and those guys understanding how critical it is and that they have to be ready was a huge takeaway.
Yeah, Coach, you lost your quarterback last year, and then Thomas Moeller's also graduated. What's your offense look like this year as far as your quarterback? Obviously, probably some of the greatest talent we've ever had on the set at one time up here, honestly, in the history of our show. But what's your offense look like heading into 2026?
Well, I think we have to replace anybody who was a starter that graduated. And we're going to have guys step up and probably not miss a beat, but there's competition. We got to have guys compete. We don't go into a season handing anybody a starting position. So we've got a handful of guys that are going to compete for playing time. So they're competing with each other, but at the same time, it's building our depth when they have to compete and play at a high level for snaps. And that goes for the quarterback position, for offensive line positions, things like that. And we got some guys learning some new spots that we feel like we have to move some puzzle pieces a little bit. But just knowing that we're not going to ask anybody to go out and win a game for us by themselves, quarterback included. We just need guys to do their job and make plays when plays need to be made. So we try not to put too much pressure on any one person and understand that, it's going to take everybody no matter what. So that's kind of where we're at offensively.
Well, my question is for you guys, a little more off script. You're stranded on an island. You get to take one teammate with you. Who you want?
Carter Booth. You just upgraded to Eagle Scout.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. I'm gonna say my cousin Trey Flory. I've seen him build so many different things, and I think he can maybe get us a motor out of bamboo and coconuts and get us back.
Yeah, I'd say Carter Booth or Cletus or Trey. I mean, I don't think there's really anyone else I'd want out there.
The man Trey Flory. There's nobody else that can build stuff like he can. Like Kellen said, whatever you need, he's gonna do it.
I love it. I think we got time for one last question here. When people talk about the 2026 Liberty Center Tigers, what do you hope they remember this team for?
Always trying to be our best. No plays off. We want to be the best in everything that we can possibly do. It doesn't matter if it's football related or not. We want to be doing our best.
That we were here to make the program better. We're not just trying to be better ourselves, but we want the program to keep the standard and keep continuing what it is today.
Yeah, to be an influence on all the younger guys, and yeah.
It definitely leave a great impact with the younger classes, because I think how the freshman class does after we're gone will show a reflection of us, and I think obviously we won't be as violent as we can possibly be.
I guess my hope would be that they're remembered with together and commitment, that everything they do it together. We've got a lot of talented guys on this team, and certainly 4 of them up here that are going to go on to great things at the next level, but their commitment to their team, and a lot of the work that they put in is not so that they can go and play at the next level, but it's so that their team can be as successful as possible. And I think that's the key for us, is that commitment to team and just doing everything together.
All right. Very well said. All right. Well, I think that about concludes it from us. So thank you guys for coming out, and we wish you best of luck this season, and we'll root you on along the way. So give it up for Liberty Center.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
ESN Sports is your go-to business for purchasing uniforms, equipment, spiritwear, and anything else your athletic program needs, giving you more time to impact lives on the field. With over 1,200 sales professionals who live, work, and serve in your community, you're always just a short drive or phone call away. Be sure to give your local sales rep and Jim Garris a call for any of your athletic supply needs.
We'll get things started rolling a little bit ahead of schedule here. Up next, we have the Napoleon Wildcats, so I'll have each of the players name their name and position.
Christian Horner, quarterback and DB.
Alec Carlston, O-line and D-line.
Jake Altman, safety and slot.
All right, guys, what's the offseason been like for the Wildcats?
It's been really intense, just lifting all day, and then now we're practicing finally. And it just feels good to get back out there and do what we love.
For sure. I mean, we ended the season knowing that we're losing a lot and we needed that next man up mentality. And I think all of our younger guys realize that it's time, and they've been working their butts off in the weight room and all summer on the field.
It's a lot of early mornings and late nights working at it and getting the team together and ready for the season.
All right, we'll go into the next question here. So Napoleon's coming off their first league championship since joining the Northern Lakes Leagues in 2011, first Cardinal Division title. What will it take to repeat as conference champs and make a deep playoff run for the Wildcats?
just players stepping up, filling gaps that we lost, obviously, with most of the O-line and obviously George Eggers losing. Just people stepping up.
I feel like last year definitely set the standard for us, and it's a big wake-up call where our guys who know they need to step up are already starting to, and we have gaps to fill, but everything's falling into place. We just need to trust our training, trust our coaches, and just keep our heads down and work hard.
Definitely the stepping up and just players that fill all those gaps that we need and we had, and definitely improving on what we did last year.
Keith?
Yeah, you guys have got off to a slow start the last 2 or 3 years, but then you finished strong. What will it take this year to get off to a stronger start? Especially with week 1, Defiance, which is basically your guys' Super Bowl, playing for that River Rock. What do you guys need to do this year to get off to a stronger start?
Honestly, just trusting the process because, I mean, we're losing everybody and anything. So just trust the process. And like Corner said, just trust our coaches and trust everybody.
So I know it was mentioned last year, come out with our hair on fire. That's what Swery always says. And our thing this year has been process over outcome. So trusting every step through the summer, whether it's the really early morning sprints or the long weight room sessions, and then just trusting our coaches.
Just not giving up and using what we use a different motto every year, and just staying with that and using that to push us through the season and through the tough games.
So you guys were talking about how you've lost people and that kind of thing. So give me a strength that you guys have. What you guys think you guys have a good strength coming in?
Good strength that we would have is our youngness. With a lot of guys, with obviously losing a lot of guys, people want to start, and it just brings out the intensity in us even more than what we had last year.
I'd say our attitude is a really big one. So sharing time with the guys in the past, we shared the field with a lot of great leaders like Trey Rubenstein, Owen, and a bunch of the guys we lost last year. Even the young guys, I see leadership through like sophomores and up, where we have guys who know their role and want to lead, and they help improve attitude and effort all around.
Definitely what we have on our offense and defense together everyone works well together, and there hasn't been many problems this off season. We've seen just people stepping up and playing their position well enough and using what they know.
Got to lighten the mood a little bit. Who has the best trash talk on the team?
Personally, for me, I would say either Spencer Durham or Hayden Grohl, because I mean, obviously don't expect it out of Spencer Durham because he's usually just a guy who is very energetic, but he'll do it.
I'm gonna have to go with Max Swihart. I mean, guy made All-State at middle linebacker at 5'8" and like 150 pounds soaking wet, and he's just full of it all the time.
Definitely Max Swihart.
Keith?
Why should people come out on Friday nights to Napoleon and watch the Wildcats? Give them a reason.
Just because we don't have a lot to lose, because I mean, obviously we lost everybody. People aren't expecting us to do a lot, so just we don't have a lot to lose, so we can just come out and fire off the hip.
If they want to see a team that set a standard last year and has a big shoe to fill, I believe a lot of people will be impressed with us this year.
I just think we're a fun team to watch. And we got a lot of talent that a lot of people some don't see, some do, and it's going to be fun to come to the games and see all of us playing the best we can, battling, and just showing how much we know about football.
Well, again, staying on if you guys had one superpower, what would you pick?
I would honestly, I don't even know. There's a lot of them out there. I would just a calm one, just invincibility, because there's a lot of things that have gone wrong in the past like 3 or 4 seasons, and we've overcome them. From obviously losing a lot of starters last year, hopefully overcoming to playing refs was a lot of big ones for the Southview game my freshman year, and then obviously Perkins. I would just say invincibility.
Can you ask your question one more time?
If you had to pick one superpower, what would you pick as your superpower? Would you fly, X-ray vision? What would it be? It'd be like Iron Man. I mean, I don't.
I'd go for our entire team some super strength. We need that big guy mentality up there in front of us if we want to produce this season.
Being 6'5".
I think we got time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions, but I got a next question for you. What's one thing that the fans maybe don't get to see behind the scenes that makes this team so special?
Just how much work we do in the off season, because I mean, obviously, people don't show up to that. People don't see what happens behind the scenes. They don't see the plays or the lifts. They don't see the blood, sweat, and tears behind the program. So that's what I would say.
I'd say a lot of something that people don't see with our team is character. They obviously see the performance on Friday night and see the scoreboard, whether it's a lot to not enough or really close. And we have some great guys on the team outside of just being athletes, and that's not shown often, but it's definitely missed out on.
Definitely just the work we put in, how much we try to stay disciplined, how much we go through, and what we practice and work on every day, just get better.
One more question. You guys got one?
How does the senior class and you guys upperclassmen, how do you guys set the tone for the younger players?
Just be intense. I mean, obviously, because with a lot of younger guys coming in, they don't. It takes them a while to get adjusted to varsity levels. So just, be calm and also be intense about it.
For me, I try and lead by example often. So early morning practices, we're starting at 6 o'clock. As soon as stretches are done, I'm screaming, trying to get energy up. I would like to say that a lot of the seniors on our team like to try and show them what a leader should look like and what a captain should look like. And leading them by example like that, I feel will help them even past the football field.
Making sure that they are having fun, still loving the game, and keeping at what they do, not slacking, not taking breaks when we shouldn't be, and keeping their intensity up. Just leading by example like a leader.
All right. I think that concludes it from us. So thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it. And good luck this season. We'll be following it closely. So give it up for Napoleon.
Baden Stevens Body Shop is your #1 voted auto body shop in Northwest Ohio. We are your experts on all makes and models and are the only Chrysler, Ford, and GM certified collision repair center in the area. Located in Jewel, Ohio. Give us a call today at 419-497-3111 to schedule your free estimate. Come check out the Baden Stevens Body Shop difference.
Up next, we have the Defiance Bulldogs led by head coach Steve Rittenauer. Players here, I'll let you guys introduce your name, position, and grade as well.
Hi, I'm Chase Comiso. I'm a senior, and I'm a running back.
I'm Jack Heinze. I play center, also on the D-line.
Evan Davis. I'm a senior. I'm a tight end and a D lineman.
I'm Marcelo Rhoda. I'm a senior, and I'm a tight end as well.
I'm Jackson Becker. I'm a senior. I'm O-line and D-line.
All right, good deal. I think we'll kick things off with Coach here first. Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Bulldogs?
It's been a good one. I thought the kids responded very well this year. We upped the ante a little bit with the workouts. I think we added 4 more STPs than we had last year, and I was real pleased with their attitude. And we lost some seniors last year that brought a lot of energy, and I was looking for that this summer. And I will tell these guys, I've tried to come up with some old school tactics, as old school as we can get without going to jail. And I thought these guys really responded well. And like I said, we finished up Friday, and we've been, like I said, 4 days a week. And for kids today, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And they've been showing up. I think we had 85% attendance. So, and it's one thing just to show up, but these guys got after it. We maxed out Friday, so we had some great maxes, and I really was happy with the attitude and the energy. So, that was the end of that. Now real football starts here in about a week.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
Just hard work and getting better every day.
Hot, very warm.
It's been great. I loved it.
It's been awesome. Every day's been hard, and we're all getting better out there, so it's great.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Just putting in a lot of work for everyone out here, getting better for all of us.
All righty. Keith, we'll kick things to you.
Yeah, Coach, did you get some of those old school tactics from Coach Beauty?
I did. We brought back. We can't really carry people up the stadium anymore. That's sort of frowned upon. And they put some safety rails up there, so we carry tires. And I talked to a lot of the other coaches. A lot of these guys, we talk to these kids about the good old days all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that we went through. And I think deep down inside, all these guys, they want to be able to say that they did that kind of stuff. And these guys have never backed down. We were going to try to push fans, but that was sort of, we just got blacktop. They just finally blacktop in front of the stadium. So we were afraid that we were going to tear up the blacktop, but the vans were getting in there. And like I said, we had an alumni golf last Saturday, and every guy there from the, back when I played to even a couple years ago, they all talked about the STPs, the crazy stuff that Jerry would have us do. And like I said, I think kids today, especially these young men, there's a wanting, and they hear about all of us old guys talking about the good old days, and they want to be able to do that too. And I'm proud to, I'll make their dreams happen, I guess.
Hey, Coach, what area does the team have to improve on to improve your team for this year?
We have to maintain our physicality. We got to maintain our relentlessness, and on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, it's no doubt we want to run the football. That's how you're successful. That's how we think we're successful at Defiance. But we've got to become way more balanced. We've got to develop at quarterback. I thought our skill positions have gotten better. Now, part of the reason is they're a year older. But, I also think they've been in the weight room now. And like I said, I noticed in the 7-on-7s, our guys we're getting a little moxie to us, and that's important. But we've got to get balanced. And, like I said, we have to have some development along the defensive line. I thought at times last year, we had a lot of guys going both ways, and we're going to need to have some playmakers up front on the defensive side of the ball too, if we're going to be able to be successful in the WBL.
I've got a question for the players here. What's one game on the schedule that you're most excited for? Everyone knows the Napoleon, Defiance rivalry. Is that your guys' favorite, or is there another one down the road?
Yeah, Napoleon, definitely.
Obviously Napoleon, but probably Salina too.
I agree. Napoleon and Salina.
Napoleon all the way.
Yeah, Napoleon, but that Salina game, that's a great game.
I get Napoleon, but why Salina?
They usually have some of the best D linemen, linebackers, so it's always a great game to play against. Playing, especially in Salina, is a hard place to play. We struggle there. We struggled there last year on both sides of the ball, but looking to get back at it this year at our place.
A lot of physicality in that game.
Yeah, you guys had some great finishes with Defiance in the last several years. What's it going to take in 2026 for you guys to head back to Defiance on that bus with that rock?
It's going to take 4 quarters of the hardest work we can produce, which I think going through the summer, I think all of our guys put in the best work they could, and going into 2 days on Saturday, we're going to continue to put in that hard work to bring that rock back to Defiance again.
I think it's going to take a lot of stamina because we have to push ourselves towards the end, and it's going to be a really tough game, but I think we're going to come out.
Determination and grit. We got to be ready to play and just be dogs.
Say be in their butts every play.
Smash mouth football and being more physical than.
I think the Napoleon game always comes down to composure. There's going to be, because it's a rivalry, and we're going to need to keep our composure, and there's going to be a point in the game where someone's going to have to make a play. And all summer we've been working with the guys to get ready for that championship moment. And you never know when it's going to come. It could be the first series. It could be the last series. But it's a great game to start it out with. It's been going on for I think I did the research. It's like the 450th or something in this side of the Mississippi, whatever, if you believe the internet. But I know it's important to us. It's important to our community, and just maintaining our composure and being the best versions of ourselves that we can be on every play.
Coach, now I have another question for you. I know you touched on the rushing attack, and everyone knows Defiance likes to run the football, but what are you doing to improve the passing game and the overall passing attack on the offensive side?
We increased the number of 7-on-7s. I think last year we did what? Do you remember? Like 2 or 3. This year we've done 9.
Okay.
We've got another one coming up Tuesday. We have a former Defiance guy. He's coaching at Central Noble over in Indiana, so we're going to have those guys come over. And I know the kids have made it an emphasis. They were throwing the ball just, they would ask if they could get the ball, and they were throwing it around. And that's always good to see as a coach when, because, we all know that the team it's made on the football field, but it's also made in the locker room.
Right.
And it's made at your buddy's house. And we had our quarterback and a lot of our receivers and our skilled guys were, just meeting at the stadium, throwing around. So that's always good to see. But like I said, I think we have, a better understanding this year of the capabilities of some of our skilled guys. And, I know I've told the coaches, they've heard it 1,000 times. We got to find out what we're good at as soon as possible and keep doing it. So hopefully we get that figured out. We got about 21 days here to hopefully get it figured out.
Keith?
So I got a question. Any of you can answer this. So when the fans show up at the stadium on Friday night, what's one thing that they don't see that makes your guys' team special?
How much we sweat every day during the summer, and being really tired during 2 days and not really wanting to get that second practice in, but knowing you have to get an opportunity to win.
Probably the bond that each one of us have with each other. Having a good connection always helps during the games.
I was gonna say the same thing. Probably like the respect that we have for each other and what we're willing to do.
Yeah, every one of us out there, we're all friends out there, and we all talk and keep each other's heads high. We never let anybody fall down or anybody just think that they're not good enough for it. So
the physicality of practice, everybody's bringing all they have for 3-4 days for hard practice before a game. So yeah.
I think we got time for one last question. I have one question for you players. You guys are over at Napoleon. You got the earbuds in. What's the final song you're listening to before you run out on the field before kickoff?
Click, click, boom. You gotta listen to that before your first game. Other guys are still inside.
Probably Hell's Bells.
I have no idea.
probably Eye of the Tiger. I feel like that'll get me going.
Back in Blood.
All right. Well, I think that concludes it from us, guys. So we appreciate you coming out, and we'll be rooting you on this season. So good luck. Give it up for Defiance.
When it comes to building the future, trust the team with a proven track record. Miller Brothers Construction has been building stronger communities for more than 75 years through commercial construction, infrastructure, energy, environmental, manufacturing, and site development projects. With experienced professionals, state-of-the-art equipment, and an unwavering commitment to safety and quality, Miller Brothers is proud to help build America for future generations. Learn more at mbcholdings.com. Miller Brothers Construction, building with integrity, innovation, and excellence. Proud to support local high school athletics on NWO Sports.
For 26 years, Burkholder Taxidermy has been Northwest Ohio's trusted full-service taxidermist. From game heads to lifelike mounts, we provide exceptional quality and craftsmanship. Preserve your memories with Burkholder Taxidermy, where experience meets excellence. Located at 19331 Buckskin Road, Defiance, Ohio. Give them a call at 419-782-9538. Marco's Pizza is honored to sponsor NWO Sports, serving your pizza of choice in Northwest Ohio. Defiance, Archbold, Wauseon, Delta, Bryan, Napoleon, Paulding, and Montpelier. Order online at marcos.com today. Escape to Harvest Moon Golf Course, 110 beautiful acres at Meekus and Domersville Roads in Defiance County. Less than 15 minutes from downtown Defiance, we offer 18 scenic holes with water features, sharp dog legs, challenging greens, and open fairways surrounded by peaceful woods. After your round, unwind at Harvest Moon Winery and enjoy our finest wines while soaking in the view. Planning a celebration? Our hall is available for your next special event. Call 419-497-4675 or visit us today. Harvest Moon, where golf meets great wine. ESN Sports is your go-to business for purchasing uniforms, equipment, spiritwear, and anything else your athletic program needs, giving you more time to impact lives on the field. With over 1,200 sales professionals who live, work, and serve in your community, you're always just a short drive or phone call away. Be sure to give your local sales rep and Jim Garris a call for any of your athletic supply needs.
Baden Stevens Body Shop is your #1 voted auto body shop in Northwest Ohio. We are your experts on all makes and models and are the only Chrysler, Ford, and GM certified collision repair center in the area. Located in Jewel, Ohio. Give us a call today at 419-497-3111 to schedule your free estimate. Come check out the Baden Stevens Body Shop difference.
All righty, we'll keep things rolling ahead of schedule here. Up next, we have the Columbus Grove Bulldogs led by head coach Andy Schaefer. So we have some players here as well. We'll have you guys introduce your name, grade, and what position you guys play.
I'm Gavin Baxter. I'm a junior. I play tight end, defensive end, and wide receiver. I'm Brody McClure. I'm also a junior, and I play running back and outside linebacker.
I'm Brady Bastoner. I'm a senior. I play tight end and middle linebacker.
I'm Carter Flores. I'm a senior, and I play right guard.
All right, let's get things started here. Coach, we'll start with you. What's the offseason been like for the Bulldogs?
It's been a real good one, but honestly, it's been a short one. It just seems like this summer has really flown. It's just, our track team, obviously they won a state track meet, so that kind of postponed some things, which we're totally fine with. And because of that, we had a little bit of a late start, but things have been really good. Obviously, our commitment's our commitment. Everybody shows up to everything that they're supposed to, so we don't have any problems there. So we like where we're at.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
Oh yeah, I'd say it's gone very quick. I'd say senior season, it goes a lot faster, and I feel like we've connected well as a team, and we're gonna continue that.
So yeah, I'd like to agree with Carter. It's gone really quick. I mean, there's a few days where it's pretty hard, but I mean, everyone shows up and we push through it.
Yeah, coming off the state track, me and Gavin were a little late to football, but coming in, it's the same old, same old. We showed up every day, worked hard, and I feel like the bond between this class and this team was very good this off season, and we've been competing pretty well at practice.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard. We've grown a lot from June, I think, and I just think it's kind of coming together. Like the more we do things, and it's just starting to kind of work out more.
All right. Next questions for all of you guys, including Coach. Last season, you guys started with 3 tough losses against 3 very good opponents, but your team responded well, going on a 10-win streak all the way up to the state semifinals. What was it that changed during that transition?
So going into last year, we were actually we had a lot of new people going into play, and I feel like after that Patrick Henry game, I mean, Schaefer says halftime he just saw a switch almost in us that I think people kind of finally started figuring out what's gonna take to play at the net, play at the level that we're supposed to play at. And then after that, after those 3 weeks, we also started coming together as a team. It's not people are start season, maybe some people were over here thinking they had to make plays to make up for other people, but we started playing off each other and working together as one unit.
I'm not even sure if the coaches know about this, but the Sunday after the Patrick Henry loss, the whole team got together in the locker room and we were watching film together. No coaches were there. We all got it set up, and it just we were like, what are we possibly doing wrong right now, and what do we need to do to turn it around? And I think that just doing that little extra thing kind of helped us
Brought your team together.
bring us together and to push us forward.
I don't even know if I need to show up anymore. I mean, they can just run practice on their own. That's awesome. I had kind of heard through the wind that they did that, but I mean, that's what you expect, and in Grove, you expect to win. And when something's not right, you got to fix it. And I honestly feel like the best way to fix it comes from within. So, certainly had great leaders last year, as well as, some of these guys this year. But I would attribute the PH game as well. If you watch the first play of the first half and the first play of the second half, you honestly almost saw two different teams. I don't know that I don't remember if I gave any kind of crazy speech or anything. Like, I was just all of a sudden things just started clicking, and honestly, we had such a young offensive line that it just took time, unfortunately, and our schedule was so weighted at the beginning of the season last year of some pretty strong teams, and so because of that, we didn't have that time to get just work things out. We could have used another scrimmage, but this year it's a little different. I mean, we got a lot of guys back, and so the expectation is to have a little faster start than what we did last year. I knew that question was coming, but yeah, it's certainly not something that we enjoyed. But what I like about our kids is their resiliency and their just their focus, and obviously how much they care if they got together on their own. So yeah, it's big.
You guys have any comments?
Yeah, I'd have to agree kind of with what they said. I feel like the first couple weeks is my first true varsity experience, and I say that I guess I didn't really know the standard or how fast varsity play was. And once I saw how committed the senior leaders in class was, and I was like, well, this is their season. Let's make something out of it. We all wanted to turn this thing around because at Grove, I've never known anything but winning. None of us guys like to lose. No one likes to lose over at Grove because it's just a standard that we need to compete at the highest level of competition and, just work our butts off every day.
Yeah, no, we just kind of came together and just kind of realized like we need to start doing these things right, because we realized what we're doing wrong and we fixed them, and it just started clicking, and there really wasn't much more than that. We just kind of figured it out.
Yeah, defensively, you guys returned most of your front, and I think you allowed under 12, 13 points a game. What experience from last year heading into this year will you guys take from, I think you had 4 out of 5 shutouts and to start your league last year?
I'd have to say that the experience, like just the physicality overall, I feel like our defense is very physical, and, grades above us that have graduated, they were always very physical coming into practice. It was always kind of scary to see those guys. They definitely beat the physicality into us, and I say that we just put that same physicality out on the field and just continued what we do.
With the experience, I say like this year we've done some like run fish, just kind of get ourselves in the main and like the feel of it again. And I feel like we just picked up right where we left off last year. I mean, I get the calls, I call, and everyone lines up where they're supposed to the first time. Last year when we had newer people, like I'd have to walk up there and hit a guy over to a gap he's supposed to be in and stuff like that, tell people where they go. But I feel like this year just everyone knows what their job is right away.
Yeah, kind of what Bay said. We're kind of picking up right where we left off. I think it was maybe the first or second day of practice. I was back. All of us D linemen kind of looked around. Where it's like we're literally just picking up like right where we left off, and we're just getting better. Like it's just I don't know. It was nice. We just picked up right where we left off.
For me, what's one of the biggest lessons you took away from last year, starting 0-3, and then maybe making that turnaround? What's the biggest takeaway you guys got out of that?
I'd say the biggest takeaway I had is that, even when you're down, it's not like you can't bounce back. Cause we talked about it in the locker room after those 3 losses big time. Cause obviously it wasn't unknown that like, what the heck, like Grove's not normally like this. And we kind of saw that, we can still win conference, still make it to regionals, still make it to state, all these other things that were still out there. I mean, those 3 games, they mean something because I'd rather go 10-0 than start off 0-3 and everything. But I feel like after we saw that we still had all these things we could still like accomplish, that all the guys just locked in, focused up, and we got the job done.
I was to say, yeah, kind of what he said. My biggest lesson was just to keep on going. I mean, adversity hit, so just put your head down and keep working, because if you keep on working, then you're going to get there.
My biggest thing was you can have the biggest team, you can have the strongest team. It really doesn't matter unless you all come together and play. It's not ever going to be a one-man show. It's not ever going to be this one guy. He's so good. He's going to win us all these games. It's going to be all of us together working to win games. So,
Coach, do you have any comment?
Yeah, I just my biggest take is just how much kids will really believe in you if you give them a chance to listen and trust you. And you live in a community like Grove, it's not easy to tune people out. But when you're 0-3, you've got to tune people out. You're going to hear every suggestion under the sun, and you're going to hear every media person trying to, say different things. I do remember you guys were still, don't worry, Grove will get it fixed. And I appreciate that, but because I was giving the same message, and it's not easy for kids to trust that when, they hear that negativity, but for them to keep their focus and just understand just a little bit here at a time. We realized that after our first 3 games that our schedule was set up for improvement every week. And that's what we did as a staff. Is like, you guys, okay, it's reset time. Let's see improvement every week. And these guys did that. They trusted, and that's huge.
Yeah, I think it's just impressive too. I mean, you guys played 3 very tough opponents, but just to keep the team in order to trust the process. And I think it can be hard a lot of time with high school kids. There's everything else in the world going on too, but to keep them dialed in, I think that's just, tremendous. And I think, again, it goes to, credit to you and your coaching staff. And I mean, you've commented before how great, your coaching staff is. Yeah. You guys have been there a long time, and, you're now to the point where, coach the players, they can take some extra responsibilities, even taking time to meet up on their own. And that's just incredible out of a high school football program.
Appreciate it.
I've got the next question. So, people from Grove may know you guys up here, but who's maybe a player that fans should know more about that's maybe not up here today? It's been putting in the hard work all summer long. Going to play some big time minutes, make some big plays this fall.
I would have to definitely say Alex Meyer. That dude in the off season, he worked his butt off day in and day out. LCC game, I think it was the second time we played him. Went out first kickoff, broke his leg, and that, I know, I brought tears to my eyes because I hate seeing any one of my guys go down like that. But I feel like we all got the fire and we all fought the rest of that game. But in the off season, he really didn't take time off. He was still in the weight room. He was doing all the chest he could because he had no legs, so he wasn't going to hit legs. But that dude's bench and everything from last year has went up a ton, and he definitely has took one big stride in the right direction.
I actually have 2. So I'd say Deacon Brian. I mean, he's done phenomenal at receiver, I say, so far. He's stepping up in a big role, trying to replace some guys. And then I'd also say Lucas Warmbrod playing right tackle. I mean, I don't know if he has a brain, but he's a big meathead.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with Brody on Alex. He's just a really hard-working guy. He kind of always has been, but he's definitely made a lot of strides forward from last year to this year, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do this year.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Alex also, but I'm also going to say my brother too. He's been putting in work. My brother, Landon Flores, he plays D tackle. The first 3 games he didn't play at all, and I think he really stepped in and played his role really well, made tackles, made plays for us, and I was impressed as a big little brother.
Good deal. I think we got time for one last question. Tony and Keith always got good, fun ones, so
I got one. I got one for you. This is for the players. So you guys are lost out in the wilderness, and you have one coach and a coaching staff that's going to come along and help you out of it. Who are you taking? Putting you on the spot.
I'm gonna go with Coach Tad, guys.
I would say probably, he's not really a coach, but he's our film guy, Sparty, because he makes some good food. And I feel like when we're out, if we'd be out camping and I wouldn't really know what to cook up, he'd definitely cook up a good meal. I'd have to say that.
I'll take Sparty too, honestly, for that food at least.
You're not taking Coach Schaefer?
I'll say what I'm saying here is, Coach Schaefer, you're going to have to pick up your survival game, man.
I guess I'm going to have to take Sparty too, I guess.
What's one thing, once you guys leave the locker room, that you've learned under Coach Schaefer throughout your playing career?
I think Schaefer teaches us how to not only be good football players, but he teaches us how to be good men too outside of football. He teaches respect, like he teaches you how to be respectful, manners, stuff like that. And I really appreciate that. So
He also teaches us that it's like bigger than a game. I mean, with the military night and all that stuff, he teaches us that we're playing for a lot more than just a football game.
Yeah, I would have to say that we always have these core values. We actually have them posted up in our locker room, and he always talks about, usually every week before we play a game, he chooses one of those values, talks on it a bit, and I feel like he touches on the fact that, yeah, we need to have those on the field, because if we don't have those on the field, we're not going to play good that game. But he also definitely stresses on the fact that off the field, just to be good men overall, that we need to carry those with us. And every time we walk out of that locker room, we have a stripe touched up there, and when we touch that stripe, we just have that feeling like this is girl football, and we need to be good men off the field too to represent ourselves well.
Yeah, kind of what Brody said. He just teaches us to be better men, and he just wants us to be better than when we came in.
All right.
last year, I remember Schaefer had us early on in the season. He had us write down on a note something that we wanted to be better about, whether it's football or as a human being. And I think that really shows you how much he really cares about us, not as football players, as men out in the real world.
Good deal.
Coach, those responses, you should be proud.
Thanks for asking that. It was good to hear that. I certainly don't ask him that question, but it was good to sit back and hear that. So thank you. Yeah, thanks,
All right.
guys.
I think that concludes it from us. So we appreciate you guys taking time to come out. We'll definitely be rooting you on this season, and good luck, and we wish you the best. So thank you guys. Give it up for Columbus Grove.
Thank you.
When it comes to building the future, trust the team with a proven track record. Miller Brothers Construction has been building stronger communities for more than 75 years through commercial construction, infrastructure, energy, environmental, manufacturing, and site development projects. With experienced professionals, state-of-the-art equipment, and an unwavering commitment to safety and quality, Miller Brothers is proud to help build America for future generations. Learn more at mbcholdings.com. Miller Brothers Construction, building with integrity, innovation, and excellence. Proud to support local high school athletics on NWO Sports.
All right, we'll get things rolling here. Up next with Hicksville and head coach Zach Yoder. So we'll have the players introduce themselves. If you guys want to name your name, position, and what grade you guys are in.
I'm Wyatt Bell. I play offensive line and linebacker, and I'm a senior.
I'm Deacon Bell. I play tight end, D-line, and I'm a senior.
I'm Gideon Yoder. I'm a senior, and I play center and defensive end.
All right, good deal. Well, let's get things started with Coach Yoder here. Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Aces?
Off-season's been great so far. Weightlifting attendance has been really good. It can always get better, but we really emphasize that this year. We're always looking to, I tell the guys, what's the task at hand? And right now the task at hand is weightlifting. We just finished up our last week. We got camp coming up, so new task here with camp, and the guys are going to keep working. And so far, it's only been the summer, but I'm really proud of them so far for the work they put in.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
It's been a lot of discipline, I guess, because technically lifting for the first month wasn't fully mandatory, but just being able to get the guys to actually come out and lift and try and not just go through the motions. So it's definitely just been a lot of discipline.
Lifting's been great. We've had a lot of guys coming out and working hard, so.
They said it all.
Coach, I'll go into the next question for you. So you're entering your first year, as head coach of this young group. They showed some promise and spurts last year. How did the offseason go in terms of development and for your key underclassmen and some of the new potential starters for this season?
Yeah, the underclassmen, they've known they're going to have to step up here in a big way, because we've had some young guys last year that got some snaps, but not a ton of experience on both sides of the ball. But they know the expectations. And I think, so far we don't have a lot to judge off of, but they've met those expectations. And they're going to be expected to mature really quick, and these older guys are going to have to lead the way. I feel like leadership is something that we had some guys last year that had a little bit in them, but those are some qualities that we need to improve on. I think these have it in them. It's my job to bring it out of them. And so far, I'm excited to see that kind of leadership on the field on Friday nights.
It's good to hear. Keith?
Yeah, Coach Schroeder, just being your first year, how important is it to have the experience on the line and some of the boys coming back for your first year?
Yeah, that's going to be huge because I told the big guys down there, it's especially the O-line, the most unglorified position on the field. No one's going to go, oh man, look what that left guard, that center just did. But without those big boys on the D-line and O-line, you don't have anything. And we got some guys coming back that I really think are going to step up and do the job that we want them to do. So that's those positions that I feel our maturity from the guys we have, especially these guys here, will really benefit us.
Coach, what have you learned so far in the offseason that's, kind of giving you some confidence heading into the season?
I mean, just see the guys' mentalities. I was there last year I was a junior high DC last year, but I was on the field on Friday nights, and just seeing these guys' teamwork and camaraderie. Because lifting, I also run the weights program, and it's not easy. We're going to make them uncomfortable because in order for growth to happen, you have to face a lot of uncomfortability, and these guys have faced it and have done really well so far. We got a lot, obviously a lot more to go and a lot more to prove, but I think they got it in them.
I'll start with the players first for this question, but what would you guys say your biggest goal is for this season? And then we'll wrap back to Coach.
Just to improve every day and get better than last year.
Just working hard every day at practice and coming to work and just bringing the A game every day and not giving up and just working.
I think definitely, especially for us seniors, it's just to get some wins because Hicksville's been notorious the past few years for not being the greatest, and we've gone our whole high school careers with negative wins. Like we only have 1-2 wins every year. So I think this year we definitely just want to get that nice feeling of a victory.
Right. Coach, what about you? What's your goal for first year as the head coach?
Mine is just the word, and they're going to get sick of it, but they hear me say resilience all the time. And I'll tell you what, these seniors, after the last couple of years they've had, I've told them that they've shown a great amount of resilience just by being here, So, and I'm so proud of them for that because some guys would, see the last couple of seasons and just go, I don't want to try and change to be a part of it. These guys are here and they've worked harder than I've ever seen them work. So they're nailing that part right now. Like I said, resilience is going to be something we need all year long, and it's going to be something they need up into their grown adult life. So I think that's one of the best character traits you can have. So
definitely.
Yes, this is for Coach Yoder than the rest of you guys. Coach Yoder, I think, was actually on the last GMC champion team in 2011. And me being old school and along with Coach Tony, back in the day, Hicksville and Coach Grace can attest to the same, was one of the strongest teams in the GMC. Jake Greer, Peyton Tunis, and Logan Neinhardt, and you go on and on and on. What does it take for you guys as a group to lead the Aces back to being competitive?
I think it's just the amount of work that has to go into something to get that great of a result takes an extreme amount of work, on the field, mentally with film study. And that's something that we're trying to get established those guys. If you want extraordinary results, like I luckily myself got to experience when I played, it just takes an extraordinary amount of effort. And you should always feel like you're not doing enough. You've reached a good spot if you feel like you've never prepared enough, and that's what we're trying to get those guys to do.
I think we have enough time. Oh, sorry. You guys can answer. We'll do one more question after that.
I think definitely one of the things is just going into every game knowing that we can at least hold our own. We don't want to be going into every game oh yeah, we're gonna get killed, or doubting ourselves. I think we need to just have that confidence because that'll definitely help.
We just gotta make sure we're doing the little things right every day and every game as well.
They said it all.
And I think Tony's been on a roll all day of some good player questions that make you get creative. So Tony, what do you got for them?
If you guys could play with one NFL player for a day, who would it be?
Hey, that's Deacon.
I don't know, man.
Nobody knows? Come on.
Oh, you
Have
got to name
somebody you
someone.
look up to.
Any NFL player.
I don't know. I guess I would play with. We'll go Joe Burrow.
Okay, there you go.
I'll go Tom Brady.
Mike or Aaron Donald.
All right. What about you, Coach? Who would you want to play with?
Oh man. Trying to think here. Let's go. Troy Polamalu.
All right. The Flying Hawaiian. All right. Well, I think that concludes it from us. So we appreciate you guys coming out. We wish you the best of luck this season, and we'll be rooting you on. So thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Give it up for Hicksville.
For 26 years, Burkholder Taxidermy has been Northwest Ohio's trusted full-service taxidermist. From game heads to lifelike mounts, we provide exceptional quality and craftsmanship. Preserve your memories with Burkholder Taxidermy, where experience meets excellence. Located at 19331 Buckskin Road, Defiance, Ohio. Give them a call at 419-782-9538.
All right. Up next, we have the Wayne Trace Raiders, led by head coach Matt Holden. So we have some players here. We'll let the players introduce themselves. So just name your name, your grade, and what position you play.
Reese Olwine, senior, wide receiver and corner.
Carter Baumley, senior, running back and linebacker.
Alex Dosters, senior, offensive tackle and D-line.
All right. We'll kick things to Coach here first. So, Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Raiders?
It's been really good. This offseason, we've had really good attendance at our offseason workouts. That's something we really hit hard as school was ending. I challenged those guys to get in the weight room, get to our workouts, and see what this season will have in store after a summer like that. And they responded to that challenge well. Got a lot of guys. Our threshold for our top reward is 80%. A lot of guys are past that 80%. Got a couple even at 100%. So we've got some good turnout this summer.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
Lifting's been going pretty good. We have camp every once in a while that been going pretty good. A couple 7-on-7s that we've been definitely improving, and that's about it.
Like Coach said, attendance is a big thing. Having a group of guys that want to go out and put in the work and want to get better for the season.
It's been good. There's a lot of people we're competing in the weight room, and when we get on the field, making sure we're doing it right and going 100%. So,
my next question is for Coach Holden. So last year you had commented it was your first year in the current offensive system, and you went through some growing pains. This year, how has the familiarity and development of players like Reese Moorhead, Zach Stoller, and Carter Baumley progressed over the offseason?
I think it's been great. Like I said, that last year it was very basic in a lot of ways. We're trying to get that system kind of figured out a little bit. And now it's great because one thing, our summer, we also invited our junior high to show up to some things. They were running the same system we were, and we run a couple plays, we name them, and they're like, oh yeah, we know what that is. And now it's nice that the whole squad, from 5th grade up is running the same stuff. And so that's kind of what last year was for. And now we're able to do more of the tricks and gadgets and some of the things off of that to be a little bit more explosive than what we were last year offensively. And so hopefully that's what these guys are seeing. We've done a lot of those tweaks and tags and different things that we didn't really use last year, this year already. So it's been good.
Good deal. Keith?
Yeah. How important is the returning offensive line coach to open some holes up for Carter?
It's huge. We've told these guys multiple times already this offseason, the offensive line has to be the strength of our team. We've got some guys returning. We've got some guys that are returning that haven't played for a couple of years that are going to be big for us this year. And this is one of the most, if not the most athletic offensive lines we've been able to put together, I think, coming up for this season. And they're going to be absolutely huge to move some people around and get us not only up the middle, but on the outside as well with their speed and athleticism.
I just want to comment real quick too. I always like to hear that when you have, some athletic offensive linemen. I played offensive line myself, but I mean, you really do. You want some good athletes there up front leading the charge. And, typically they're always bigger, but you want guys that can move and be able to bend and play with their hips. So that's good to hear.
And Coach, last year you guys had a lot of turnovers, but it was 14 interceptions, 12 fumbles. Have you guys done anything specifically to try to improve on that this year?
Not yet, but it is a focus going into camp. We've had periods where we've had a lot of guys together at the same time, but this coming week is our first real week where everybody's expected to be there. I mean, it's not mandatory until August, everybody knows, but the expectation is there for this week. But definitely we'll be doing some things to make sure we're taking care of the football.
Yeah, that's something we always talk about. Something AJ always brings up is, Wayne Trace is notorious. It's always a turnover game when you play against Wayne Trace. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
Players, what would you say the biggest strength is heading into this season?
I'd say that our O-line coming back is a big strength that we got, and Reese understanding more of the game, knowing that a quarterback can do that, definitely helps the team a lot.
Yeah, I definitely say the run game needs to be at its best, especially this year. Yeah.
I would say O-line probably have a lot of returning people, make gaps. We can make gaps for our running backs, and also having a very athletic quarterback so he can take the ball and he can do stuff with it too.
Coach, what about from you? What do you think your biggest strength is coming into this season?
I think those guys hit a lot of it, but we already hit on this, but it's just familiarity with what we're doing. Not having every week feel like it's an install week. You don't have to review every single week. We're already hitting the ground running. I think that's probably the biggest strength, is having that familiarity already and being ready to hit the ground running.
Every team has this one guy. Who's the first one that shows up to practice every single day?
First guy in, that's a tough one to answer. It's actually a lot of our younger guys. Like I said, at our workouts, I invited our junior high kids to work out with us, and we start at 6:30, and so the expectation is be there 10 minutes early. So really we start at 6:20.
Yeah.
And I'd have guys when I'm getting there at 6:10, 6:05, and they're junior high. They're 7th grade coming in. They're 8th grade coming in, and they're there at that time. So
awesome.
it's not necessarily any one guy there, but it is a lot of our younger guys. They're hungry for it, and they're ready to go.
I want to throw out my question. Guys, if you had to pick one guy on the team that would be a WWE wrestler in the future, who is it?
I'd probably say Alex.
Why?
I don't know. He gets mad a lot, and he's pretty strong, so I feel like he could do pretty good.
Is he going to be wearing face paint, or is he?
I'd say so.
I'd probably say Brennan Miller. I mean, he wrestles already for our high school. I mean, he's shorter, but he's really strong, so I'd say him.
Those are good picks. I mean, if you're looking at the two guys, obviously Alex is strong as an ox, and Brennan is also really strong. But Brennan definitely has the personality. He would fill up that TV screen on a WWE stage.
I think we got time for about one more question here, but Coach, you're entering your 6th year at Wayne Trace. What would you say you've learned about this group that gives you confidence heading into 2026?
There's just been a lot of different groups. I think this group brings along a great sense of camaraderie. They're ready to work together to get the job done, and they're hard workers. It's a good combination, and have athletes throughout as well. So, you can't really ask for much more than that, being a great team that's ready to work together and then also has some talent behind it.
All right. I think that wraps it up from us. So we wish you guys the best of luck this season. We'll be following you and rooting you on. So thank you guys for coming out. Give it up for Wayne Trace.
Marco's Pizza is honored to sponsor NWO Sports, serving your pizza of choice in Northwest Ohio. Defiance, Archbold, Wauseon, Delta, Bryan, Napoleon, Paulding, and Montpelier. Order online at marcos.com today.
All righty. Up next, we have the Fairview Apaches led by head coach Doug Rakes. So we have some players here. I'll have you guys introduce your name, your position, and what grade you guys are in.
Logan Ollinger, receiver, safety, senior.
Gavin Mead, senior, wide receiver, D-line.
Chase Phillips, offensive line, defensive line, senior.
Brody Williams, quarterback, receiver, and linebacker, and I was also a senior.
Gavin Garza, senior, running back, receiver, and linebacker.
All righty. Let's get things rolling here. Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Fairview Apaches?
It's been a good one, I guess. In one word, I would say fast. We had our parent meeting back in March, I think, and we were 130 some days away from week one, and now we're under 4 weeks. I think it's 27 days until that first game. So, it seemed like it was about 2 weeks ago, and then you blink, and right here we are.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
It's been going good. Started off a little slow in June with some attendance issues, but feel like it's going a lot better. Getting guys getting there every day and pushing towards the same direction, same goals.
I think for us seniors, we already know the offense, so it's just remembering the plays and making them crisp.
It's been good. Like Coach Rake said, it's been really fast. It's already almost end of July, and it feels like last week was just we were beginning to start lifting and stuff like that.
Yeah, the offseason definitely started slow, but we really started to pick it up. Our younger guys started to step up a little bit. They're starting to get the hang of it all together, and all of us together as a team, we're really working together and putting it together. I think we're looking pretty good.
I'm going to piggyback off of all of them and say that we've pretty much worked out all the kinks by now, and we're getting more and more into it and improving every day.
Now, my next question is for Coach Rakes. A lot of people are going to be wondering, you lost All-Ohio quarterback, Will Zedike last year. So what's the quarterback battle or situation looking like for the Apaches, and how are you looking to adapt the spread offense around your new quarterback?
Well, right now we have Brody here and Gavin Brown that are battling it out. Gavin's a sophomore, and that's pretty close competition right now, and I foresee that going at least through the first scrimmage, and hopefully at the end of the scrimmages we have a better idea and we can kind of move forward with one guy getting the majority of the reps. But there's going to be a period in time, no matter which one of them wins it, that we're going to be relying on the other one, even if it's just packages here and there for them. So, I think both guys have done a really good job. They both stepped up, and they both grown a lot in different areas in this off season.
And that's a good problem to have, as a high school program, is having at least two options, going into camp. And, a lot of teams are lucky to have one solid quarterback, so let alone two.
And I think you could ask the players just so far. I think we would be comfortable, at least right now, we would be comfortable with either one of those guys going into week one.
That's good to hear. Keith?
Yeah, kind of a follow-up to that, Coach Rakes. What gives you confidence with this group and the ones that aren't here as you head into camp for 2026 season?
The senior class. The senior class is very talented, but above that, they've turned into really good leaders. They've worked on that. They take it seriously. I mean, we had, I think, 8 or 9 guys stand up and talk to the team about being captains before we voted. And, that's just something you don't see every single year. And I think it meant something to each one of those guys. And I think it means something to all these guys here right now. The program means something, and they put a lot of work into it. So that's what gives me confidence heading into the season.
Guys, one for you. What's one thing you guys have done in the offseason to help you guys improve and make it further in that playoff run?
I think mainly we're just focusing on getting ourselves better every single day, working up front, making sure whoever is at quarterback doesn't have to worry about much pressure, and just helping them out in their first few starts so they can get the hang of everything.
As an O lineman, we would come in every Friday morning and we would work with just our footwork and stuff like that. And I felt a lot more confident after doing stuff like that every morning in the winter coming into the season. So
outside of just our practices and stuff, we've had guys individually go out and train too. I know that a lot of our receivers especially have been out there, and like Chase said a minute ago, the linemen every Friday. Those aren't mandatory, but they're getting up early in the morning, getting out there and working.
Good. And piggyback off that, not to interrupt or anything, but we've had a number of these guys as well. We challenged the offensive line last year. I thought maybe there were some good conditioning issues towards the later part of the season, and these guys have taken it upon themselves in the morning. In the off season, we're basically doing weights. We do some speed training and some different things like that in the mornings, but we don't really do much conditioning, and they've taken upon themselves. They've gone outside in the winter and conditioned. They've done a really good job with that.
This is a question for the players. A lot of you guys are going into your senior season, and most players are primed for their biggest season yet. So with that being in mind, how have you grown as a player since last season?
I feel like mainly I've more grown through being a leader and trying to help the younger guys, being more vocal, really just trying to put myself out there more and help communicate coverages and everything on the field.
For me, I think it's my mentality. If there's a mess up, just next play, just getting better.
Last year was my first season, so I just wanted to help behind the scenes at practice, more on scout than really worrying about trying to get a starting spot. But this year, I hope to contribute more on Friday nights.
For me, I really tried to step up as a leader and get us going in practice more. Like when we're getting slow to the ball, receivers aren't getting set fast enough, just so we can get practice going, get more reps, as many reps as possible, so we can destroy that first game when it comes to it. I made a lot of position changes, so for me, it's being able to work on like those new individual positions. Like before, I was mostly a running back. Now being more as a receiver, I've worked more on like my technique as a receiver and just getting more used to what I need to know there.
All right, just for Coach Rakes and all you guys, just a quick look back last year, the playoff game at Paulding. Have you ever played in the atmosphere as electric as that was from the time you walked out of the locker room until the final whistle?
We played in some pretty big games throughout the years, making regional finals a couple times, and those games were really electric. But I think just the closeness and proximity, and after I don't remember which week it was, but the first time that we played them and how close that game was, I think it was a really highly anticipated game. So you're absolutely right. The atmosphere, and you guys were there, it was electric.
Yeah, I just want to comment, all three of us were there, and the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. People from Paulding and Fairview, showing up an hour plus before the game, and we just stood down in the end zone and just took it all in. And, we were spectators, let alone being a player or coach in that game. It had to be incredible. But like you said, too, it was awesome to see two communities go at it. And you guys both, both those games, 1 and 2, were both tremendous efforts by both sides. But
yeah, I got a question for you guys. Would you rather play in a 0 degrees or 100 degrees?
I think I'd definitely go with 100 because, it's a lot easier to cool yourself down than like try to warm up, especially in football. You can't just layer up. So I like to feel my hands,
Spoken like a true wide receiver.
Probably 100, but being hot, it's not easy. Wasion last year was so hot. I had to take my long socks off and switch gloves. Yeah.
0 degrees. It's so much easier to put a coat on.
There's an offensive lineman for you.
I think I'm also gonna have to go with 0 degrees because I have my offensive line to warm me up. I'll be the tiebreaker and go 100. We've already had hot practices, so it's nothing new.
Coach, what about you? Would you rather coach in a 0 degree game or a 100 degree game?
100% 100 degree. Me and the cold do not get along very well.
I think we got time for one final question here, but this is for all of you guys. What would you say your biggest goal is for this season?
Obviously, number 1 is going to be a GMC title. We've been 2 drives away the last 2 seasons, and just get over the hump finally.
Finished my high school career with a good season.
Definitely win the GMC.
I'm also going to have to go with the GMC. I really want that title. GMC.
Coach, what about you? What would you say is a goal this season for the Fairview Apaches?
Well, I think it's, and this is going to be coach speak for you, but it's represent the school and the community well, which these guys have done a good job of doing. And, it just trying to be your best every single day in everything that we do. We talk about that. And really, when you do those things, those other goals take care of themselves.
One last question for me, Coach. How long did it take you to get on the phone to ask Coach Cooper to come back this year?
It didn't. It took me day one of him being out last year or whatever. I tried to get him last year, and he wasn't coming. So I was very, very surprised when we met up and he told me that he was going to be coming over.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, I think that concludes it from us. So we want to wish you guys best of luck this season. Thanks for coming out, and we'll be rooting you on. So give it up for the Fairview Apaches.
Escape to Harvest Moon Golf Course, 110 beautiful acres at Meekus and Domersville Roads in Defiance County. Less than 15 minutes from downtown Defiance, we offer 18 scenic holes with water features, sharp dog legs, challenging greens, and open fairways surrounded by peaceful woods. After your round, unwind at Harvest Moon Winery and enjoy our finest wines while soaking in the view. Planning a celebration? Our hall is available for your next special event. Call 419-497-4675 or visit us today. Harvest Moon, where golf meets great wine.
Up next, we have the Ayersville Pilots, led by head coach Andrew Mickey. So, Coach, you got a couple players with you here tonight, so we'll have you the players introduce themselves. Name your name, position, and grade.
Tucker Sproul, running back and linebacker, senior.
Braylon Yunker, wide receiver, safety, junior.
All right. We'll start with Coach Mickey here. Tell me, Coach, how's the offseason been like for the Pilots?
Really good offseason. We've had a lot more attendance in the weight room due to having more opportunities for the kids to come in. It doesn't always feel that way because we've split our sessions this year for the first time. But when I look at the attendance as an overall, we've had a lot more weight room days. A lot of kids this year had the opportunity to get weight room classes during the school day, and that's been beneficial. So our numbers in the weight room are a lot better than they have been. And just the attitude, the fun over summer has been really good for our workouts.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's been really good since first few days of summer. Everybody in the weight room has been working hard, and especially now that camp started. We've really been busting our butts out there. And, being in the weight room has been good, but going out on the field has been even better, and it really, really spikes my hopes for this season.
Really, it's just been a lot of hard work in the weight room, even like during the off season with other sports, just getting in the weight room as much as I can. And then also working really hard at camp, just trying to get better every day and succeed this season.
Now, Coach, last year was maybe a season that you weren't necessarily happy with the most, but you returned several key players this year. How has the development been with the guys coming back, guys like Tucker Sproul, some other key pieces on your offense like Dane Ewers, a little bit of competition at quarterback as well? How has the development been coming into the 2026 season?
Really we're trying to expand the offense a little bit, just be a little bit more dynamic, balanced, really. I mean, I know the last couple of years you'd think if you went to an Ayersville football game that we forgot that the forward pass has been legal. So we're trying to incorporate that a little bit. We've attended some 7-on-7, and the excitement from the kids and the development that we've seen just over a couple of 7-on-7 sessions over at Hilltop, traveling down to Macomb and seeing Chris Algie down there and hanging out with those guys a little bit. So the development there and in those ways, from our passing game standpoint, from a coverage standpoint for our defense, I've been really excited to see that. And then just the buy-in from the kids, the fun that they're having with it and enjoying that process. So really excited to see where they grow from here.
Keith?
Yeah. Probably coach's favorite thing to talk about, offensive line. What's the key interior of your offensive line seems to be returning, and some of your offensive line. How key is that to your 2026 season?
It's pivotal to the identity of the football program that we want to have at Ayersville. The interior three all coming back with Garrett, Ben, and Jaden. We've got three guys that have played a lot of football. Garrett obviously hasn't always been a guard. He transitioned last year from running back, and he would have never believed me a couple of years ago, but I told him all along he's going to be a guard, and he thought it was an insult. And then when he moved to guard, he's like, I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. This is awesome. So, I mean, he's had the mentality of a lineman for a very long time and the body of it for longer than he'd care to admit. So him being at the guard position gives us a really dynamic kid with good feet. And we're going to lean on those guys because that's the identity of our football program, is being really stout up the middle. We got to find some new tackles this year. There's some competition at those after graduating Brady Thomas and Caden Boer, a couple of experienced seniors last year. But we've got some good kids really working hard to compete for those spots.
Guard's a little bit different of a beast, playing in there in the mud rather than out on your own playing tackle. So,
he repeated the line that I told him many times. You get to hit somebody every single play. I tried to tell you, bud. I know.
Well, Coach, you were showing some improvement defensively last year, late in the season, but however, you've lost some people. So who are you looking at to replace those key positions on defense?
Well, I mean, there's a couple spots that are really, really tough to replace, and I mean, like Eli Berner is a tough kid to replace. That's a linebacker that did a lot for us in both the pass and the run game. I mean, he was just a really dynamic kid. So I think that's going to be. I've said it before. When you lose certain guys, and that's how high school works. You guys are only there for 4 years. There's no NIL and bringing them back for another year. That doesn't work that way. You can't fifth year kids, but replacing a kid like that, you have to do it in the aggregate. Like everybody has to do their part, and you replace his contributions from bits and pieces from other kids, because we've got some young kids coming in to compete at those spots, the inside backer spots, but like a couple of juniors that have played for us, Dylan Tressler, Kaysen Hadamer, are kids that they do a lot of really good things, but they're not Eli Berner, and I can't ask them to be Eli Berner. They have to be themselves. So it's about asking the kids to do what they can do best, and trying to put them in a position to do that instead of asking them to do maybe what guys who came before them did.
Let's change pace a little bit here with the players. Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's?
Oh, I'm a Cane's guy all the way. I think the sauce changes everything. I'm a big Cane's sauce guy.
I like Raising Cane's chicken and fries better, but I think Chick-fil-A sauce is better. I'm gonna be honest.
Coach, which one are you picking?
Okay, so I had the spicy pimento chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. We were down at Macomb for the 7-on, and I was like, guys, there's a Chick-fil-A like 15 minutes from here. Eyes lit up like dinner saucers, man. Like, let's go, Coach. So I tried that. I got to say, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I can't really have a good opinion here because I've never been to Raising Cane's. As a former lineman, I'm ashamed to say that my fast food game is not very strong.
I've had both, but I think Raising Cane's is a little overrated. I'm a Chick-fil-A guy.
Chick-fil-A all the way.
Keith?
For me, for the players, and Coach Mickey can answer if he wants, what's one game this season that you're looking forward to? Schedule comes out, and you're like, that one right there.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to the Tinora game. I've been thinking about it since last year. I really hope we can do this year what we, obviously hoped to do last year. Last year, nothing really went the way that we wanted to. And so that kind of, coming into this season, it's a little rough. You're kind of trying to find your hope for the season. But man, with the way that camp's been and the way that these 7-on-7s have been, I really think that we could shock a lot of people. And that's a game that I think is going to be electric, and I can't wait for it.
Honestly, looking forward to at least all 10 games, because last year I came down with an injury, couldn't play. So, and then the one game I'm really looking forward to is also Tinora game. In the last 2 years I've been in high school, they've always kept the bell, so I really want to get that bell back this year.
What about one game outside of Tinora?
Outside of Tinora, I'm looking forward to playing PH. I mean, obviously our schedule is tough, our non-conference schedule, but I really think that gives us a chance to, first of all, figure out what we're made of. It's done that for the last few years, and last few years we got smashed in the mouth, but that's sometimes that's what it takes. And this year I really think we're going to be able to do some things that people aren't going to expect.
I'd really say Delta game, because that's going to be our first game of the season. So it really just shows us as a team and how, where our milestone is at the beginning of the year. So we have to work on mid-season when we come to play PH next.
Just a quick follow-up to that. Was not last year's Tinora-Ayersville game the longest game in the history of high school football?
Oh my God. It was long. I know. I think Coach Becker over there can attest to this. We a few accepted penalties short of breaking the state record for penalties in the game.
The record was almost broke.
I mean, I don't want to get myself in trouble by commenting on the officiating, but there were some blocks by young Mr. Sproul here that would have gone into the books as +2s if not for a flag thrown by an official on the far side of the field. Might as well have been sitting front row of the stands as far away as he was.
Tony.
Hey guys, there's always one coach on the team that you don't ever want to make mad because you know you're gonna get your butt ripped?
Abe
Who's that?
Fransdorf.
Who's that person?
Sorry.
My answer is Coach Fritz. He's always a level-headed guy. But I tell you what, when you get that guy angry, he's like a bear. I don't know, and not just any bear. He's like a big grizzly bear, probably on some testosterone. And so he's a guy that I would not want to get angry.
I agree with that, but I'd have to say Coach Trevino. I mean, he just gets fired up, and sometimes, I mean, he can be a mean guy.
Okay, building on top of that, who gives the best pregame speech?
Of coaches?
Yeah. Or player. Who gets you fired up?
I think Coach Trevino does a really good job of tying anything into life's future. It's kind of strange. I don't see it a whole lot at football, but in track, he's our head track coach, so he's a little more vocal during track. Like, we'll hear him talk all the time about how running this race is gonna improve our lives and it's gonna set us up for our future. And I just think it's really interesting how he can tie anything from the sport and from what the player sees into their lives. And so I think he does a really good job. But also I think Coach Mickey does a really good job because you can tell he's got a passion for the game. And so when you got a guy older than you, a guy that shares your passion and shares a passion to the point where he can't necessarily fulfill that passion because that time has passed. I mean, he can't play football anymore. And so you can kind of feel that as a player, and it almost makes you want to live in the moment more and makes you want to take advantage of it more. And so I think he does a really good job of that.
Very well said.
Coach Fransdorf probably. I mean, just being in the weight room with him in the evenings. I mean, he's a really, really motivational guy. I'm not even gonna. He just, the way he talks. I mean, it just gets you fired up and want to bust your balls every day. So
I think last question here for you guys. We'll start with Coach Mickey. If you could describe this year's Ayersville's football team with one word, what would that word be? And why?
This is going to sound like a stolen from Dan Campbell, but we're moving to a process oriented. We're all about doing things the right way, so I'm going to go with grit.
One word is hard. Words are meager things. If I had to choose one, I would say fun. I think I'm, especially as a senior, knowing this is going to be my last year, I'm having a lot of fun and I'm taking in the little things, and that's the word that I would use to describe it.
Nice.
I would really like the word grit too. I mean, we just gotta fight through adversity every day, so we just gotta work hard to succeed this season. So.
All right. That concludes it from us. So, guys, we want to wish you good luck this season. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
we'll be
thank you.
Rooting you on along the way. So, give it up for Ayersville Pilots.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
DSN Sports is your go-to business for purchasing uniforms, equipment, spiritwear, and anything else your athletic program needs, giving you more time to impact lives on the field. With over 1,200 sales professionals who live, work, and serve in your community, you're always just a short drive or phone call away. Be sure to give your local sales rep and Jim Garris a call for any of your athletic supply needs.
All right. We'll keep things rolling here on time. Up next, we have the Paulding Panthers led by head coach Jim Menzie. So we thank you guys for coming out. A couple players here tonight. So we'll have you guys introduce your name, your grade, and what position you guys play.
My name is Ridge Hunt. I play quarterback, and I'm a junior.
My name is Bolu. I play O-line, D-line, running back.
My name's Eli. I play center and nose tackle. I'm a senior.
All right. We'll kick things to Coach Menzie here to start things off. So what's the offseason been like for the 2026 Paulding Panthers?
Growing, trying to expand our offensive, defensive plays, trying to get more of a depth chart look this year.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
For me, it's just getting smarter and as big as I can. Filling it for my brother from last year, I think it's just mentally getting better. So
For me, it's just pushing ourselves every day, going to hybrids in the morning, making sure we show up to hybrid and practice.
It's been fun. It's my last year, so I like enjoying the grind, just like coming out every day, running, going through plays. I just enjoy it all.
We'll take it back to Coach Menzie here. So, Coach, you guys are coming off a historic GMC season last year. you lose some key offensive pieces, but you also return a lot of explosive talent like the Mans brothers, Avery Cooper, some of these guys up here too. So how has the offense developed over the offseason, to replace the production of Colt Hunt and, some of those other pieces that are missing on the offense?
Well, Ridge has got to fill the shoes, so we're just trying to get him there. It's much type of offensive scheme. We're pushing things, getting the wide receivers more of a look, 5 wide. Something I wouldn't say we'd ever go to, but here we are. It's more in there. Offensive line, we've got some depth there. We had some kids transfer in from Indiana, and we had some freshmen that are coming up a pretty good size. So it's been a pretty good transition for us.
Keith?
As for Coach Minzy and obviously Ridge, how important are those offensive linemen that are returning and transferring into your success this season?
Well, it's been really good. When I looked out the first couple of days there, we're sitting about 14 linemen, so that's been a positive. Last couple of years, we've been roughly around 7 or 8. So this year has been really good, but got some youth, so we got to bring them through.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's smarter. Most of them are first-year players on our right side, so I think just helping them get better at what they can do. They're all good. He's first year, so I think just give him confidence out there. So that's all I gotta say.
Tony?
Coach, this is your 5th year, right? Coming into Paulding. What have you learned over the past 4 seasons that's going to help you be successful in 2026?
Really, it's just, I think it's just being a people person, realizing that you gotta grow your team with what's coming up, and not kind of being stubborn about, coach and say we're going to run a power I or 5 wide. You got to kind of take what's given to you.
Okay.
I'll go on to the next point here. So you guys had a tremendous year last year. You guys had one of the best seasons historically in Paulding history, first playoff game of all time. So the bar is set high. What are you guys doing differently in camp to ensure your team builds upon last year's success and you continue to put together complete performances throughout the year?
Well, we hold them accountable. That's one. And then just continual reps, making sure the routes are crisp, make sure the timing's down, make sure the running backs are going through the proper holes for fakes or floods. Make sure the lines are pivoting, pulling. Anything you can do to kind of help perfect your game.
I got one for Coach Minzy, and the players can ask if they wish, but I asked Fairview and Coach Rakes the same. When you guys came out of the locker room for the playoff game versus Fairview, walking from the locker room to the field, what was it like to see the fans, the atmosphere? How did that make each one of you feel?
It was electric. We got out there. I don't know if you know, but we changed up the whole defensive scheme for them 2 weeks. So that bye week was really a blessing in disguise. But it was electric. Get out there and just, looking, everybody was filled the stands around the gates. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was crazy to see. Felt like the whole town of Paulding was at our game, waiting at the door to get in. Even Fairview too. Everyone was there. We had Kevin Walsh was there. That was crazy. I was so nervous and I didn't even play.
For me, just coming out the locker room, seeing everybody there, it gave me an extra boost. I don't know. Seeing the stands all filled out, there was a lot of people just standing on the sides. The tickets were sold out, everything. And like you said, Kevin Walsh was there. So
that was moments in my life, seeing everyone in the stands, your whole family's out there, people you've never seen before, and you look at around the fence, everyone's there. I'm so nervous. It was so fun.
Yeah, the feeling was definitely out of this world for me. My nerves were through the roof, and to be honest, I felt like I was gonna throw up the whole time walking out. But just being able to see all the fans in the stands, that kind of calmed my nerves a little bit, knowing that everybody there had my back.
It was kind of hard to lock in because there's so much people there. It's my nerves were off the racket. It was just crazy.
We were talking too, because all 3 of us were there, and We've been to a lot of football games, a lot of playoff games, so that was probably one of the best playoff games or any high school football game that we've ever been to. It was absolutely incredible. And, we got there pretty darn early. I think Keith and I were there probably an hour plus early, and Paulding already had fans lined up to the road. It was amazing. So, but it was just awesome to see that support around your community and, everyone rally behind you guys, which was really cool to see.
And when you guys are in the weight room, who's the one guy you can turn to that's going to get you jacked up? When you're trying to do a max out, who's the one guy that's going to be screaming and yelling at you?
My guy Javon right here. He's always hyping me up. He's telling me he's season ready every day. So yeah, I'd say Javon.
I always say Javon. He's always hyped. He's everywhere. He has like this energy. Whoever's lifting, he's just always around them, screaming, trying to help them. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say Olu. He's always hyping in the weight room. He's always going crazy, moving tons of weight. It's fun to watch, fun to be around.
I'd also have to say Javon. He's just always like bringing the energy. So
I'd have to say Jordan Mans or Emmett, because Jordan's always like just yelling like "Let's go!" like always on something like that.
I got a question for the players. Every coach coming into the, off season, entering, the regular season here, usually has a main point that they try to emphasize. What would you say Coach Menzies' big emphasis has been this season so far?
I think understanding concepts and routes, and making sure we're all on the same page and no one's different, and we all are brotherhood, and we gotta just play as a team. That's mostly what he praises all the time.
Kind of the same thing Rich said. Just he's trying to bring us as just a brotherhood. He's always he knows each of us really well, and he knows where I don't know how to explain it really, but
I think it's like the same thing. Like we all just got to be on the same page. We got to figure out our plays, and he always lets us know, we got a big target on our back this year. So everything's got to be more crispy, faster, better, just better overall.
Kind of based off like what everybody else said. We are all just like one team. We're all together. So for everybody to get better, you got to get better yourself. So just stuff like that.
You make sure that everyone pushes each other and like in everything that we do, including plays or weight room and just staying consistent and like studying the playbook and weight room and all that.
I think we have time for about one or two more questions. Keith, I know Tony's had a lot of the fun questions, but man, usually you always have something cooking. Keith, you got any fun ones for the players?
Agent for Tony this year. Really, the only question I have is the schedule came out this year, 2026 schedule. What's the one game on the schedule that you look at it and you're circled that one?
For me personally, is week 1. I just want to show people that we're different from last year, and we still got it. But for me, it'd be my first start, so I think I can show what I can do. So I'm just excited for that.
I don't have a specific team we will play. I just like every team. I just hope our team can win and beat everybody.
I also think week 1. I think we gotta prove ourselves, beat them bad, show them that we're the same team last year, but we're better.
For me, it's definitely Fairview because every game that we played, both games that we went into, we were the underdogs and people were doubting us. So I just want to prove everybody wrong again.
Either Fairview or Crestview game, just because those are two good competition that we have, and yeah.
Tony, I think we have time for one last question.
Guys, why should people come out and watch you on Friday night?
I think this team's very, very electric. We got Avery at running back. We're 9 receivers deep. So I think anywhere I look on the field, I got a great receiver out there. So Jordan Mans, I think we're the fastest team around. So I think it'll be just fun to watch anything we really do. So I think that's the biggest reason it'll be fun to watch again.
Also, like Rich said, and also like I feel like we're really energetic. Like in the locker room when we have music going, everybody's hyped for the game. Like we're always dancing, having fun, and when it's time to lock in before the game, we know like when to flip the switch kind of.
I think they should watch us just because, like, our offense, we can do anything. We can run the ball. We can throw it. We can do whatever we want. Defense, same thing. Like, we can stop the run this year. We can stop the pass. We can do it all.
I think people should come and watch us because on the offensive side of the ball, we have like so many explosive players, like all across the field, and defensively, like I don't know, not, a lot of teams just can't do a lot of stuff against us just because of how good our defense is. I guess.
We have a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball, and that's always fun to watch. Make people make plays, and that'll be fun to watch.
And I'll wrap it up with it's how much these guys give back to the community. So it's grown tremendously. People that never came to a game before has been coming to the game when they're putting the banners up downtown or cleaning the parks, stuff like that. You got people stopping. So I think they invest in the community. Now the community's coming back investing in them.
That's great. All right, guys. That concludes it from us. So we just want to say thank you guys for coming out, and we wish you best of luck this season. So give it up for the Paulding Panthers.
Thank you.
Baden Stevens Body Shop is your #1 voted auto body shop in Northwest Ohio. We are your experts on all makes and models and are the only Chrysler, Ford, and GM certified collision repair center in the area. Located in Jewel, Ohio. Give us a call today at 419-497-3111 to schedule your free estimate. Come check out the Baden Stevens Body Shop difference.
We are on to the final team of the kickoff show, and that is the Tinora Rams, led by head coach Eric Becker. So we thank you guys for coming out. Some players here tonight. Players, I'll have you introduce your name, your position, and what grade you are in.
My name is Carter Radzik. I'm a senior, and I play center and nose tackle.
My name's Deshaun Cooper. I'll be a senior, and I play O-line and D-line.
Remy Spicer, DN, offensive tackle, and I'm a senior.
Owen Farrell, I'm a senior, and I play safety and quarterback.
Josh Lieb, I'm a senior, and I play linebacker and receiver.
All right. We'll start with Coach Becker here first. Coach, what's the offseason been like for the Tinora Rams?
We ratcheted up this year. Last couple years, it's been good, but this group, we knew we could take them and push them a little bit harder, a little bit farther. Carter is a huge leader in the weight room, kind of holds everybody accountable. He's the one getting everybody going crazy in there. So as long as we can keep it off of Josh's playlist, it's a good day in the weight room.
Players, what's the offseason been like for you guys?
It's been a blast putting work in with your teammates, and it's always something to look forward to during the day. Get ready to go to practice and get a good lift in.
It's been a lot more intense the past couple years since like my freshman year, my sophomore year. It's been a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, not what I'm used to, obviously, but it's very intense conditioning. Gotta, play both ways a lot of the time. So I think that's definitely the biggest thing is the conditioning is very, very hard.
I think our coaches have been like forcing us to be more intense this year, but they know how to make it fun too, so it's been fun.
I think it's been tiring. The coaches really stepped up the intensity and we're doing a lot more conditioning now, so it's very tiring.
I'll swing it back to Coach Becker here. Coach, last season you guys finished 5-6. Had inconsistencies. You showed really good glimpses. You had some bad glimpses too. But you return a lot of talent on experience on both sides of the football, including quarterback Owen Farrell, among many others. How has the offense evolved over the offseason to establish a stronger running game alongside the pass?
Moving kids around. Josh has made a sacrifice. He's the last 2 years, he's been first team tight end, H-back. He's going to move outside and replace Dylan Shively. With that being said, that gives some other kids some opportunities inside who deserve an opportunity to play. So the biggest thing is just getting kids in the right places to play, returning the amount of seniors we have. We got a couple new additions. Deshaun came back in this year. Remy is out. Dirk Peffley came out. So we have 10 seniors this year, up from 6 last year, but the other 7 seniors are multi-year starters. That being said, you've got people like Grady Stark, who came in at the end of the last year due to some injuries, got some really good playing time, was playing really good in practice against Dylan, because he was the guy guarding Dylan every day in practice. So he got all that experience. Garrett Sheets, year older, another one. Cooper Rapogel, trying to keep him in his blood sugar in check, knowing when and how we can use him. So just figuring out where we can add kids in, really working it out so far this summer.
Keith?
Yeah. Coach Becker, and for us, the guys can answer what they want. Offensively, you guys can score with anybody. I think that's been proven with all the returning experience. But on the other side of the ball, guys showed promise here and there, but you also had some stinkers. What are your goals for as far as a defensive unit in 2026?
I wish Coach Helton was here to answer that one. That all goes to the intensity of ratcheting up practice and everything. We had a lot of kids play both ways last year. It just, with the roster size, that's what it was. We're sitting right around high 40s, low 50s right now, which is really good for us. Depth and experience. We graduated so much depth and experience the last 2 years on that defense. Going into last year, we knew it was going to be a struggle. Not anybody's fault. It's just, you got to have that playing time. You got to have that experience. So I think we return 7 or 8 starters on the defense this year. So having that in-game play, knowing what to expect from the coaches, us knowing what to expect from the kids. Now we can adjust our philosophy a little bit, adjust the play calls to the kids' strength now that we know we got a whole year of them in there playing. So they've done about everything we can ask them to this summer.
So this is gonna be for any of you guys. What's the biggest goal you guys have for the season?
Win the GMCs.
Win the GMCs.
Have a winning record and also beating Archibald.
I would say winning GMCs, winning a playoff game.
I really want to make it past the first round in the playoffs.
We'll lighten the mood a little bit. I'll break this one in. Who has the worst taste in music on the team?
Josh Lieb.
Joshua Lieb.
Josh Lieb.
Do combo Josh and Owen.
I would say Carter.
I'm gonna second that in Carter. Nobody likes heavy metal.
What's Lieb listen to?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of music is he listening to?
It's not football. It's not what football is. You're like, you can't jam.
It is soft R&B. It is nothing against that genre of music. It is just not for football practice.
Well, all right. We'll reel things back in. Coach, you enter your 4th year at Tinora. What have you learned about this group that gives you confidence coming into the 2026 season?
It's an honor to have these guys for 4 years. I couldn't ask for a better group of seniors to go into the year with. Owen, is quiet as he is, he's got all the swag in the world. Just the confidence out there. Nobody's going to beat us. He's just going to go out there and sling that ball. Whatever we do, he's in for it. Josh is a dog, even though we make fun of him. Josh is one of the best players in the area, and he proves it week in and week out. Carter's Carter. He can lighten the mood, but he'll go out there and he will absolutely wreak havoc. He'll do anything I ask him to do. I lean on him a lot with the lines. Kobe and Nate are multi-year starters on the lines. Kobe at middle linebacker. These guys want to win, and they've proven this summer and the first week of camp they're going to do whatever we ask them to do to try and reverse the trend last year.
Yeah, Coach, you had the Swiss Army knife last year, and Parker Hancock could do pretty much anything you asked him to do. Probably could have taken a snap had no one got hurt. What's your special teams look like now that Parker's graduated?
We started to figure that out this week. Josh thinks he's in charge of all kicking duties, and he's not. He just wants to do everything. Right now, place kicker is kind of up for competition. We got a couple young kids who are on vacation, haven't really got a chance to go out there during practice and kick much. I think we got the punter figured out. I think we got, the kickoff guy figured out already. It won't be the same one for all of them, but that's an opportunity for other kids to play. So
For me, I'm going to lighten it back up a little bit. This question is for each one of you, even you, Coach. You're going to take a hike into the wilderness where you might cross some wild animals. Who you taking with you, teammate-wise or coach-wise?
I mean, if I'm taking a coach, I'm taking Coach Helton. But if I'm taking a player, I'm taking Carter.
That's a great answer. I'd take Josh. You want to next? I'd take Josh because he'd be fun to fish with, specifically.
If you had to take a coach, who would you take?
Ooh, probably Coach Becker. I feel like
would he also be good
descendant?
to fish with?
He's descendant from prehistoric man, so he's got it down.
If I had to take a coach, I would take Coach Parrish. He's a dog. And then if I had to take a player, I'd probably take Owen. He's feisty. So
If I had to take a player, I would take Davion Cooper. And if I had to take a coach, I'll take Coach Hayden Becker. I'll take Coach Hayden Becker.
If I had to take a player, I'd probably take Nate, and then probably Coach Becker if I had to pick a coach.
Yeah, I'd probably do Carter for the player and Coach Hilton.
Now, guys, let me ask you. Here's why I asked that question is because for me, I'm taking somebody that's slower than me. So when I get some wild animals coming after me, all I got to do is knock them down, and I'm safe.
Carter's gonna want to fight the bear, so that's why I'm taking him. I'm going the other way. Carter's fighting the bear.
All right, last question here. What would you guys say, and this is for Coach Becker and players, what's the team's biggest strength heading into this 2026 season?
I think our biggest strength is the offense. We have Owen returning at quarterback, who's one of the best in the area. So our pass game, everybody knows, is very good. Once we develop that run, we're going to be hard to stop.
I think our offense is already really good, but I think our defense has a lot more potential than our offense.
I think our biggest strength going in is definitely momentum and excitement. We're ready to get out there on the field and get after it.
Our biggest strength would probably be like our chemistry. I've been with the same group for a long time now, so we have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely our strength and determination. I mean, might be looked down on, but in the end, we're going to do the little things right and just tough it out.
I don't know. I think their biggest strength this year is that senior leadership. Each one of them has it in their own way. Some are vocal, some are look how I do it and follow me. Everybody knows about the offense. I think the defense is going to shock some people this year. Just that step up and play from last year to this year, kind of going back to that old school hard nose, 11 guys to the ball.
All right. Well, that concludes it from us. So we appreciate you guys coming out. We wish you best of luck this season, and we'll be following you closely and rooting you on. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Give it up for Tinora.
When it comes to building the future, trust the team with a proven track record. Miller Brothers Construction has been building stronger communities for more than 75 years through commercial construction, infrastructure, energy, environmental, manufacturing, and site development projects. With experienced professionals, state-of-the-art equipment, and an unwavering commitment to safety and quality, Miller Brothers is proud to help build America for future generations. Learn more at mbcholdings.com. Miller Brothers Construction, building with integrity, innovation, and excellence. Proud to support local high school athletics on NWO Sports.
For 26 years, Burkholder Taxidermy has been Northwest Ohio's trusted full-service taxidermist. From game heads to lifelike mounts, we provide exceptional quality and craftsmanship. Preserve your memories with Burkholder Taxidermy, where experience meets excellence. Located at 19331 Buckskin Road, Defiance, Ohio. Give them a call at 419-782-9538. Marco's Pizza is honored to sponsor NWO Sports, serving your pizza of choice in Northwest Ohio. Defiance, Archbold, Wauseon, Delta, Bryan, Napoleon, Paulding, and Montpelier. Order online at marcos.com today. Escape to Harvest Moon Golf Course, 110 beautiful acres at Meekus and Domersville Roads in Defiance County. Less than 15 minutes from downtown Defiance, we offer 18 scenic holes with water features, sharp dog legs, challenging greens, and open fairways surrounded by peaceful woods. After your round, unwind at Harvest Moon Winery and enjoy our finest wines while soaking in the view. Planning a celebration? Our hall is available for your next special event. Call 419-497-4675 or visit us today. Harvest Moon, where golf meets great wine. DSN Sports is your go-to business for purchasing uniforms, equipment, spiritwear, and anything else your athletic program needs, giving you more time to impact lives on the field. With over 1,200 sales professionals who live, work, and serve in your community, you're always just a short drive or phone call away. Be sure to give your local sales rep and Jim Garris a call for any of your athletic supply needs.
Baden Stevens Body Shop is your #1 voted auto body shop in Northwest Ohio. We are your experts on all makes and models and are the only Chrysler, Ford, and GM certified collision repair center in the area. Located in Jewell, Ohio. Give us a call today at 419-497-3111 to schedule your free estimate. Come check out the Baden Stevens Body Shop difference.
All right. Well, that concludes our 2026 NWO Sports football preseason kickoff show. So we just want to thank everyone for coming out. Would like to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors supporting NWO Sports, including our title sponsor, Miller Brothers Construction. Huge thank you and shout out to them. We really appreciate their support for area athletics and our NWO Sports coverage of all the teams. Our host sponsor, Harvest Moon Winery and Golf. We thank them for allowing us to stay here for our venue for the kickoff show. Our platinum sponsors, Burkholder Taxidermy, Josh Burkholder, Marco's Pizza, Anna and Derek Cheek, BSN Sports, Jim Garris, Baden Stevens Body Shop. We appreciate all their support as well. Without them, our show wouldn't be what it is today. Would also like to give a special shout out to family members, my wife Grace for helping me with everything to put this on, my parents Mike and Stacy Bailey, my in-laws Josh and Julie Burkholder, and these guys up here, Keith Brown, Tony Fairchild, and AJ Fairchild, without their efforts, this wouldn't be possible either. So definitely appreciate them and all the time and effort they put in throughout the season. We have a heck of a time. So you guys have any final words going to 2026 football season?
That was a good show. Always look forward to hearing from the coaches and the players, but looking forward to 2026. It's hard to believe it's just a few weeks away.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's going to be another fun season.
All right. Other than that, we thank you everyone for coming out. Stay tuned and check out the next NWO Sports podcast, football edition on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify weekly throughout the football season. All the Friday nights live audio broadcasts with Matt, Janey, and Tony Create too. They do a great job trying to expand some more coverage for NWO Sports. So we thank everyone for coming out and get home safe. Thank you.